Hello crypto fans, and how are you doing this morning? What's up everyone? It is February 14th, Valentine's Day, and what are we here for? We're here for CPI data, everyone. What's up? PD Pure is chiming in. Hello PD, good to see you on the chat. Centuri Sylvia was the first one to hit that like button. I suggest the rest of you follow him as well and hit that like button. Ty Clark chimes in. Morning, homie. Morning. Back to you, good sir. Right now, the heat map is looking, kind of green, but it's still not that good. This is all because if we zoom out just a little bit, we realize that the heat map is not the best looking. Why? Because of the SEC action against Paxos, Kraken, and, well, the rest of crypto. Let's see. Sniff says, Klaus, I recently had my Fold card account closed for cussing out customer support. You think I could take them to court and be successful? I don't know. It depends what's in their terms of agreement, Sniff. The thing with this is why did you have to cuss them out? If there was a reason you had to cuss them out, should you even be doing business with them to begin with? What's up? And we got Kaleidoscope Eye saying morning from Knoxville, Tennessee. I am not that far away from you, only a few hours. I am in the upstate of South Carolina. We've got CPI data that is coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time today. When that news breaks, we're going to be sure to break down all of the information as well as have a market reaction. Behudit Mott says, good morning. I'm at the job getting ready for our daily call. Hey, daily calls are okay. It's a good way to start your day, to get everyone on that same page. And speaking of being on the same page, I don't know. CPI data has me a little nervous today. I've seen some people out there projecting 6.0 and 6.1. 6.0, 6.1 is not going to do it in my opinion. 6.0, 6.1 is way too soft for what we've got going on. With what we've got, right? With, the SEC action, you've got Kraken now having problems with staking, you've got Nexo bailing out of the United States. We need better. We need better than expected CPI data. So the 5.9, the 6. We need better. We need better than 6.0, 6.1. I'm saying, honestly, we need 5.9 or better. I would realistically like it in the 5.8, 5.7 range or lower. But, hey, we will take what we can get. Let's see. Matthew chimes in. Thanks for doing this, man. You are a freaking legend. Good evening from Perth, Australia. And thank you very much to all the Australian fans that have recently jumped onto the channel. I've been watching the subscriber count. Holy crap. Lots of Australian fans chiming in. Sniff says, how is it that ETH staking is still allowed in the U.S.? Sniff, it's because we know Buterin is getting in there with Gary Gensler and the SEC a little bed buddy time. And that's part of the problem, Sniff, is we've got Kraken out there that says, hey, look, staking, all right, unregistered security, whatever. You've got now Coinbase, Brian Armstrong out there who's like, all right, so I guess I'm going to fight for crypto. And he's not. He's just doing the, all right. What Brian Armstrong and Coinbase is doing right now is just like BitBoy Crypto doing with the crypto community. Coinbase is trying to be like the knight in shining armor, the ones that are out there to save crypto from the bad Gary Gensler. Just kind of like how BitBoy is trying to save crypto from all the bad people. It's the same thing. You're just doing it just to gain favor with people. You're probably not going to do anything. And I'm talking about Coinbase right now saying that they're going to fight the SEC when it comes to staking. And again, how is ETH not considered an unregistered security with staking? So you guys got some good points. Diggin VT says, so I hear the CPI data for the last 5 months were changed quietly. Did you hear anything about this yet? I don't hear anything about changing CPI data like in a negative way. But I do hear about adjustments come out where they do make revisions for like the previous month in terms of adjustments. But I've seen that happen all the time. Matthew chimes in, not condoning violence was tongue and cheek. No worries about that, Matthew. Behudet says, thanks for being one of the few promoting Stellar, the sleeping giant. I found a video from Stellar on YouTube that shows how they provide ODL. Ripple isn't exclusive with it. A lot of good information found there out on the internet. And what we're focusing on today is CPI data. What has me concerned with CPI data is food is being really high and energy costs being really, really high. Gas spiked up this last month by me, and food is surely not going down. Housing as well is not going down by me either, which leads me to think that, hey, inflation might not be coming down as fast as we would like it. Now, I've got the chart for inflation right here up on the screen, and let me do this. Let me open this one up here. I'm going to make another one real quick because we're going to open up a 10-year. What has me nervous, though, is if we don't start pulling down CPI, right, inflation data, if we don't start getting it down faster, you will see continuous 25 basis point hits. And I know a lot of you out there are like, yeah, but you know what? A 25 basis point hit is way better than a 50 basis point hit. Yeah, I get that. But one 50 base point hit is just like two 25s. And if Jerome Powell's like, you know what? We're just going to keep sticking with the 25s, that can have a massive, massive cumulative effect on the market. Vlad Descalu says, hello, good sir. Hello, Vlad. How are you doing? Diggin VT says last month's changed 0.1. And that's what I'm saying. I do see revisions on that, Diggin, but I wouldn't call it like changing. And they always do revisions too with the other economic, sorry, my voice is a little roasted. The other economic reports like employment, you'll always see them revise employment numbers as well. Ty Clark says, is Powell speaking today as well? No, Powell is not speaking today. All today is the raw data from CPI action. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, all that you're going to get today is the CPI data. Now, the last time we had CPI data, all right, that is going to be, let me get to my cursor real quick. That's this right here. This is this last CPI data run right here. So the last CPI data, we still had good, juicy action, which led us to some green candlesticks. But since then, we've had some more action from the SEC, more action from state regulators. So we've got now a bigger hill to climb than before. And I think that's the one thing I want to show everyone right now. When we were doing the last CPI data, and let me come out here. All right, when we were doing the last CPI data, okay, we were talking about the CPI data for December of 2022. When we were looking at that, there was a lot of stuff that had happened in the market since then. You had Kraken, you had SEC enforcement with Bits Lotto. All right, you had a whole bunch of stuff going on. So there's a lot more negative, pressure on the market. There's a lot more negative looming, over our head factors out there. That's why, because of the more recent negative action we've had with the SEC enforcement action, Kraken, Bits Lotto, all that kind of stuff, you're going to need more positive CPI data to negate that negativity. Andy's chiming in. What's up, Andy? How's it going? Good to see you here, sir. Bahudat says, uphold a security license. That's why they didn't have to stop selling Ripple to the secondary market. It's not just about having the security license. It's about the disclosures that are put in. Let me put something in here. Give me a second. Kraken, SEC. All right. So what happened with the Kraken and SEC was this, okay? So they get hit with a $30 million fine for selling unregistered securities, okay? The unregistered securities are tied into their staking program. The problem the SEC had with its staking program had to do with all of their disclaimers, their risk statements, and so forth. Essentially what the SEC is saying is this. Look, if you're going to do this kind of stuff, disclose accurately the risk. Also disclose what you're doing with the funds. And the big thing comes down to being commingling of funds, okay? In the commingling of funds, you hear that a lot with FTX. And what the SEC is cracking down on more than anything is, are you not disclosing your risk, right? The proper risk to the investors out there. Are you making it sound too good to be true when it's really high risk? The second one is, once you give them your funds, right, whether it's staking yield and so forth, are the funds staying separate? Are customer funds always represented one-to-one with held items? And are they not using your customer funds to then invest that money into other mechanisms? That's what the SEC is really going after right now. It's not so much about having a securities license, anything like that. It's about the due diligence of the risk statements, risk and disclosure statements, and the co-mingling of funds, right? When you put your money in, into the crypto, you don't want them gambling with your money, right? If you buy, say $1,000 worth of XRP and you got $1,000 there, what happens is this. They have the $1,000 XRP in the account. They leave it there. It's mirrored 1-to-1 usually with their reserves, blah, blah, blah. Got it. Okay, cool. The problem is, though, if you put that 1,000 in and now they take that 1,000 and they start degenerate crypto gambling with it, that's where the SEC has massive, massive problems. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting stuff watching it with the SEC. And we've got 81 people right now on the stream with only 17 likes. Come on, smash that like button. Get this information out there. CPI data is going to be a massively watched thing here. It's going to be coming out in 22 minutes, everyone. And please say hello to each other in the chat, because remember, this is a community that we all participate in together. So please say hello to everyone in the chat. Ronbo Omega says, I heard the formula for CPI was changed starting in January 2023. There is a change in the formula for CPI. It has to do with housing, and it had to do with medical costs. Now, I don't know specifically what the formula was changed to, but we still have to compare like to like, right? So if they make the change starting January 2023 CPI data, you now want to compare like to like for January, February, March, April. And so we're going to be looking at the trend line. And the trend line and the actual effect to everyone is what we're really, really looking for. And I've got that right here, okay? And let's do this. Let's do a little bit of drawing this morning. Why? Because we can. So let's draw this out real quick, all right? So what we're looking at right now is CPI data, inflation data went up quick since the Rona shutdown and the printing of money, okay? Equally speaking, it's come down just as fast. It's come down equally as fast right here. You can see on this blue line, okay? I'll kind of clean this up a little bit. All right, it's come down equally as fast. We need that to continue. We need that to definitely continue. That's why I said we need to see this next CPI data hit right here. I would love to see a 5859. I would love to see a 5859. Now, the thing that concerns all of us here is that, hold on, let's see, UK inflation rate. Let's see here. We're going to go to UK inflation. The reason that bothers me is because UK's inflation is delayed behind us and also went way, way higher than ours, all right? So they came in at 9.2%. I get it. It's not comparative apples to apples. But here's this. Here is their inflation over the last 5 years, all right? I've got now CPI data for UK. And here's what I want to show you, all right? Here's the US's. Look at how in the US we went up and then we went down really, really quick, okay? So you can see in the United States, obviously the worst is behind us, okay? So when we start looking at global macros, when you start asking, hey, is the bottom priced in? When it comes to macros on like a CPI, how expensive is money going to be thing, you can see the US, right? Inflation went up, it's coming back down. We had our peak already in June, all right? We're cool with that. Now, the problem is, though, is if you go to CPI data, say, for England, right, the UK, here's the problem. CPI data peaked in October, way later than the United States, right? But it hasn't gone down as much. So CPI, 9.6 for the UK, has only gone down to 9.2. Again, if we look at the United States, we went way higher. We went 9.1 and now we're at 6.5. So think about that right now. CPI data is hitting different countries in the world at different time frames and different intensities. Recently speaking, and this is why I bring up macros a lot on this channel, and this is why I try to help you guys out that are across the pond. Yes, everyone. The reason I bring this up is because today, February 14th, Valentine's Day, and seriously, if any of you guys out there forget Valentine's Day, and you watch this live stream, and I find out that you have a feminita in your life and you did not take care of her on Valentine's Day, shame, shame. You're going to have to wear the cone of shame, shame. But seriously, take care of your significant other this Valentine's Day. Do something cute and sweet for them. Take them out. But today is Valentine's Day, so this is the US's CPI data. Tomorrow, February 15th, is the UK's CPI data. Now, recently, I'm going to give you guys some insight here on what happened, okay? recently, here is the deal. And Carl, CPI data will come out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. We're going to break it down, deep dive into that action. But the thing with CPI data is this. Most recently, as in, remember, we just had the Fed do their announcement not too long ago, right? Fed came out February 1st, gave us a 25 basis point hit. The next day is when the Bank of England came out. The Bank of England came out, had to do a 50 basis point hit. And the reason they had to do a 50 basis point hit had to do with the fact that their inflation peaked higher than the United States, and it came later, right? I mean, the U.S. peaked in June. Here, theirs peaked in October. So the Bank of England had to go up 50 basis points. Central Bank of India had to do that as well. Central Bank of India came back and put in a 50 basis point hit. Yeshua Madrano, sorry if I said that wrong, said, oh my gosh, it's Valentine's Day. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, you better not be forgetting that. That's what I'm here for, everyone, to help you guys out with that. You got to be careful because, yes, this is a Valentine's Day trap. Now, I got something super interesting for you guys, all right, to look at. All right, so Valentine's Day, all right, and like I said, we talked about CPI data being big. Valentine's Day, though, has a special action, and not necessarily in a positive way, but kind of in a negative way when it comes to XLM. Let me show you guys something. 2 years ago on Valentine's Day, I'm going to get you that action so you could see it. 2 years ago on Valentine's Day, we had the crypto Valentine's Day massacre on 2021, all right? Listen to this, all right? We had bad data come out on Valentine's Day 2 years ago. That sent XLM from a high of 53 cents down to a low of 43. So we had a 20% drop Valentine's Day 2 years ago. Now, mind you, that was during like the crazy FOMO time and all that stuff. I get it. But still, CPI data has been the biggest thing out there in terms of macros and conditions moving the prices of crypto. So that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we had the hit. Now, something else I want to show you, okay? XRP, and Yeshua, I got your back, man. So Valentine's Day, everyone. Today is Valentine's Day. But here's the deal, all right? Here's something that I want to show you, okay? We're going to go back into the price of XLM a couple years ago. Now, going into the end of 2020, all right? Going into 2021, XLM was just kind of slowly moving, okay? There was not much action going on, all right? And so what happened was you could see through October, September, August, the price of XLM 7 cents, 8 cents, 8.8, 8.5, not much happening. Now, this was the end of 2020 going into 2021. Now, look what happens, though, when I zoom in right here, okay? You're going to see this right here, all right? XLM was moving sideways on this action. Let me clean this up a little bit here. Sorry about that. I just want to clean this up so you can see what I'm looking at. All right, so when you look at here, you can see this action, right? This is in 2020. Now, watch what happens. This is XLM at single digits, okay? Like I said, 7.5, 8.3, 8.2. Once XLM broke into 10 cents, so once we went from single digit to double digits, okay, at the end of 2020. Now, this is before the bull run. This is before the whole crypto FOMO thing. XLM went from that single digit, 7, 8, 9 cent, it broke to 10, then broke to 20 cents within 3 days. So November 20th to November 23rd, you saw XLM double in price. Doubled in price. That's insane. And that's kind of what a lot of us are thinking right now. If we can break through this single digit mental barrier, and if we can get XLM to pump to double digits, maybe we can repeat this action that we saw here last, where on a 3-day period, we took XLM from the single digits of 8 cents and rocked it all the way on up to 20 cents. So, all right, that's the action that we're looking for. That's the setup that's going on. Now, mind you, this was way before the bull run action, and that's kind of what I'm wondering right now. Are you going to see XLM break out to big double digits once we clear that single digit price barrier? All right, let's get to these comments here. And remember, at 8:30 a.m., you've got brand new CPI data coming out. Let's get to those comments. Eric Kicky says, does it not seem like we are kicking the can down the road with only a 25-point increase? The stock market is still too hot and the inflation numbers are double than what is being reported. Eric, yes. Eric, yes, yes, yes. All right, right now, Eric is getting the gold star, everyone. Plain and simple. Eric's comment is getting the gold star, and here is why. About 3-4 months ago, Eric, I was out there when Jerome Powell was talking about the 50 basis point hits, potentially transitioning to the 25 basis point. And I was out there and I said, hey, look, China is opening up their economy. When China opens up their economy, that's a bunch more money that flows into the global economy. There were rumors out there that said when China opened up their borders, opened up their economy, that over $1 billion of tourism money would be spent in the first month in surrounding countries. That's how much money is pent up in China. Now, with China opening, that messes up the whole supply and demand metric that Jerome Powell and the Fed have been trying to crush, right? So my whole thing a few months ago was, with China opening up, I think what we got to do here is we got to hit us with a 50 basis point hit. Otherwise, we are just kicking the can down the road. Because remember, Chinese opening up their economy means you're going to be increasing demand without increasing supply, which again screws up the whole price dynamic, which means we're going to keep paying more. So yeah, I'm with you on that, Eric. So Eric definitely gets the gold star so far of the chat, basically saying this. Sooner or later, we got to make the pain hurt. And what I mean by the pain hurt is this. Right now, CPI data is at 6.5. Everyone, we got to get to 2.0. We are so far away. So far away. Ronbo Omega says, is it true XLM is an ODL crypto like XRP? No. XRP is used for the settlement in ODL. XLM is not used for settlement. XLM is used as a ticket fee for those transactions on the chain. XRP is the actual settlement mechanism when it comes to ODL. Stellar decides to use stablecoins USDC to settle their action. To pay for the gas of USDC, you use Lumens XLM to pay for it. With Ripple's, right, Ripple's ODL program, you're actually using XRP for the settlement itself. So hopefully that helps you out, Ronbo. Mr. KSJ79 says, shout out from the Southern Belt, Mississippi. Good to see my Southern viewers there. Despite my Northern accent, everyone, I actually live in South Carolina. I live in the upstate. I live in the mountains of South Carolina, actually, really close to the mountains. I live in the technical foothills of South Carolina. And now that I've got 142 of you watching, we've got 11 minutes until CPI data comes out. Do me a favor, please, seriously. I'm asking everyone here to help me out. Please go on my second channel and sub to it. It's my passion project channel. It's all my working out, my hiking, me screwing around with my drone, my car camping, stuff like that. I've got that pinned up in the channel chat. If you could just go on that second page, sub to that channel, help me out. It's a passion project. When I do crypto stuff like this, right, I can't do crazy edits. I can't do funky music. Like, I can't do, like, cool transitions because it just doesn't do any good. But I've got this artistic side that I want to share with everyone and, like, this passion side. So that channel up there, all right, that has my second channel, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, guys, please consider subscribing to that. Help me out continuing my passion project. Crypto I love. I love crypto totally. Obviously, I've been doing this for how many years now on YouTube? But my passion projects, it allows me to play with my cool drones, and it kind of gives you guys an insight into what I do with my life outside of crypto. So do me a favor, hit the like button as well as checking out the second channel. Petey Pure says, already did. I appreciate that. Ty Clark says, hey, Klaus, you're my neighbor. I'm in Northeast Georgia. Where are you at, Ty? Ty, just so you know, I am super close to the Georgia border. I mean, like, really close. I am very close. Greenville, Anderson, Greenville, Anderson, that's kind of like the area where I hang out a lot, Ty. That kind of gives you an idea. And Marvin Cuervo says, I just subscribed. Thank you, Marvin. And please, everyone out there, do what Marvin did. Subscribe to the second channel to help me out with my passion projects, right? To kind of give my heart, right, that kind of motivation and inspiration to keep me going when I train, oh my God, like 3-4 times a day. But thank you very much. New Anomaly Productions says sub for months. Thank you, New Anomaly Productions. And Ty Clark, let me know whereabouts in Georgia. I'd be very curious. But I am super close to the Georgia border. In fact, Ty, this gives you a good example of where I'm at. When they blew up the Georgia Guidestones, okay, I live maybe 25, 30 minutes from the Georgia Guidestones. That should give you an idea. Oh, Helen, Georgia, that is beautiful out there. Helen, Georgia is freaking beautiful, Ty. Wait, hear me out, Ty. Is Helen, Georgia, the one that has that beautiful river going through it, where there's like a whole bunch of restaurants and stuff like that built along the river where you can go tubing? Let me know if that's the same Helen, Georgia. Sniff says, Klaus, is there enough space where you live to shoot guns without people calling the cops? Oh, God, yeah. I shoot guns off my back deck, like, all the time. Like, all the time. If, I don't want to do it live on a stream, but we could shoot right now out my window and no one would give a crap. Yeah, I live very, very rurally, Sniff. Very, very rurally. You can shoot whatever you want off my back deck and no one's going to give a crap. In fact, I actually have a target off my back deck. See if you can see it out there. Yeah, I have a target off my back deck right now that's got reactive sticky paper on it so that I use to sight in my pistols as well as my rifle. Yo-Yo says, hello to you too. Water Heater chiming in. Different name, same image thumb. I recognize it. Says, in my opinion, using stablecoins for settlement is better for the user. If I'm using USDC and transferring $1 million, there's no value loss in the 5 seconds it takes to complete the transaction. Water Heater. Yes, that's exactly right. That's slippage, all right? What Water Heater is talking about is slippage when it comes to settlement, all right? And that's actually true. Okay, let's pretend this. Let's pretend we're using XRP ODL action, okay? What if you were trying to send money on November 7th when the FTX crash happened? If there was that much slippage involved where we're losing this and this and this and this, you're going to pay a hell of a lot more in slippage. A hell of a lot more. I would rather settle in stable coins and pay my gas fee with, like with a chain item like XLM and so forth. I would rather do that. And the reason I would rather also look to do a stable coin for settlement is because then you can on and off ramp it with other currencies where the equalization, where the transfer rates have already been calculated. It's all digital now. So all you got to do is just key it in, boom, and done. Sniff says, I'm looking to buy an S&W 10. I have got, you guys are going to like this, I've got a Springfield Competition 9 that holds 21. I love it. It is a really, it's an XD. I love it. Love it. I've also got a 45 limited, which is really, really nice, fully customized. It's got a compensator at the end, extended single stacks. A lot of goodies done to that one, Sniff. Mark Sintic says, good morning, people. Good morning, Mark. Matthew Withrow says, I sold all my algo. I didn't realize associated with the Clinton Foundation. I know it'll make money, but I couldn't hold it in good faith. What's up, man? George chiming in. Hi there, Klaus. Tuning in from the Philippines. We got viewers from all over the place. Make sure you hit that like button. Spread this out with other people. Now, something I wanted to keep everyone in mind, all right, is this. It all has to do with CPI data. Now, CPI data inflation is different in different areas, all right? This is the UK's. Look at the UK's. The UK spiked right here, but it's going down very slowly. The UK just raised their rates 50 basis points 2 weeks ago. Our feds, right, did 25. UK's did 50, so did India's did 50. Now, when you look at our inflation, right, our CPI data, we're going down way faster. We need to see more. I want 5.8, 5.9 at the minimum. By the way, at the minimum. Oh, God. Ronbo Omega says, but the World Bank's webpage called XRP and XLM stablecoins, yes, their view upon it is very, very different. And they're using it as broader classifications too, so there you go. Let's see, we've got Eli E says, love the hat. Thank you very much. Love the fans. Ty says, yeah, Klaus, this is Chattahoochee River. So I'm probably an hour and a half from you, really close to the AT, great hiking all around. Ty, I spend a ton of time in the foothills. Foothills Trail, I spend a ton of time in the Foothills Trail. A ton of time in there. In fact, I was just out there actually last weekend doing a training session out there. So it was a lot of fun. Let's see, what do we got going on right now? We've got the heat map up right now, and what I'm going to do, just so you guys are all paying attention so you don't get freaked out, I'm going to move the heat map to 1 hour, okay? The reason I want to move it to 1 hour is I want to see when the data comes out, what happens to our favorites of XLM and XRP. And in fact, what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more here. We're going to go to the 5-day. And I want to see a little bit more what happens when they make the announcement. Matt says, what is your CPI prediction? All right, there's the prediction and what I want. I want 5.7, 5.8 or lower. My prediction is going to be 5.9, 6.0. I don't know. 5.9 is like, it's just on barely making it, barely being good. 6.0, I don't think the market will digest positively. 6.0, I think what happens is this. I think if we get in like a 6.0, 6.1, Jerome Powell and the Fed, it's not about like, are we going to go at 25 or 50, but is Jerome Powell then going to go 25, 25, 25, 25? If you drop 4 25s in a row, you still have the same effect as if you drop 2 50s, you're just doing it quicker. But long term, the amount of interest that people are paying, your basis point rates, right? Your base rates are way up there. Credit card, home loans, home equity lines of credit, business loans, auto loans, all that are still going to be up. Sniff says, do you think DeFi is next for the SEC? Yeah, I'm thinking so. I'm definitely thinking so, Sniff. And Sniff, one of these days what we'll do a stream. I got to figure out what the rules are, but maybe we could do a live stream where like I literally bring you guys with me in my backyard. I could set my camera up and we could just shoot and have fun in the backyard and do a live stream. That'd be kind of fun to do. Final Ken's chiming in. What's up, Final Ken's? How are you? Final Ken says, VPN is your friend, stake to the end. VPN and anonymizer. That's what you're looking for. If you want to get around crypto, if you want to get around all the sanctions and stuff like that, VPN and anonymizer. That's going to be the way you're going to. Just remember this. Anytime the government makes a law or a rule, we can find ways around it, right? I mean, isn't it kind of like how taxes are? We're all doing our taxes right now. We're trying to find every tax break and so forth. And by the way, do this too. Please let me know in the chats before CPI data comes out what you think. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I'm hoping for a 5.7 or 5.8. My fear, though, is that we've seen recently in this last month a bump up in prices, which makes me think that we might be sitting at a 6.0 number. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not happy with the 6s. I'm much more comfortable with a 5.8, 5.9. Let's see. Whew, boy, that one guy you know says hello, morning to you, that one guy you know. And thank you to all the channel members out there. Thank you to everyone that's been donating, supporting to the channel. And if you could, it's free, help out the channel for free by clicking up the link that I have in the chat for the second channel. That's my passion projects there. Keeps me having fun, keeps me busy outside of crypto, because when I do these videos here, guys, I really can't go hardcore with it. I've got CPI data up on the screen. I'm going to keep refreshing it here real quick just to see what comes in. Remember, we were at 6.5 before. I'm going to keep refreshing it. I would love to see 5.8 or less. I'm looking at it right now. We are at 6.5. We're going to keep the heat map rolling. And we're also going to be keeping an eye on CPI data. I'm going to keep refreshing it, waiting for it to come in. Oh, here we go. We just got the new number. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This is really, really bad. Oh, crap. Hold on. I'm reading it right now. Okay. In January, the CPI index for all urban consumers increased 0.5%. Seasonally adjusted rose 6.4. We are in deep shit. Markets are going to go red here as soon as this action gets hit. Look at this. CPI items rose 0.5%. We are in deep, deep shit, everyone. Hold on tight. The markets are going to shit themselves now that this data just came out. Data just came out. We are at 6.4. This is very bad. This is horribly bad. 6.4 right now is what came across on the data. That is not good. This is the opposite of what we wanted right now, everyone. We came in at 6.44 data. This is very, very bad right now. I've got it up on the screen, 6.4. Food is what came in big. Energy came in big. Let me just refresh everything right here. Markets are going to start digesting. Yeah, today is going to suck. What's going to suck, though, is that now you've got more fuel for the Fed, all right, to go with a 50 basis point hit, and if at the minimum, continuous 25 basis point hits. Here's the action right now. Shelter, everyone. I told you home prices are not going down. Remember a few live streams ago where everyone was like, hey, the housing bubble is going to break? And I was like, no, No, that's not what's going to happen. Private equity money is holding up housing right now. Private equity has so much money built on the sidelines that they're able to pay for these houses in cash, which screws up the markets locally for people. We came in now. This is bad. This is really, really bad. This is not what we wanted, everyone. We did not want a month where we only had a delta of 0.1. This is actually really bad. Here it is up on the screen. The fresh CPI data. Look at that. We flattened out. Oh, crap. This is very, very bad, everyone. We are only at 6.4, and there I told you the market was going to flip red as soon as this data came out. That's why you hit the subscribe button and you hit the like button, so you can be one of the first people out there that know why the market's red and why we are going to have a brutal time going forward. Here it is. We only lost 0.1 when it comes to CPI. This is bad stuff. Now let's take a deep dive into the data. I am not happy about this one at all. Food at home is still super expensive, 11.3%. Let's take a look to see what's killing us with food. Cereal, 15.6%. Food at home, dairy and related products, 14%. Non-alcoholic beverages up 13%. This is bad. Eric Kiki says this is why we should have gone with the 50. Exactly, Eric, and that's what I was telling you about. There's other factors out there that are pushing up inflation. The UK just had a drop of 50 basis point hit. Bank of India had to drop a 50 basis point hit because inflation is too high. Let's go to energy and see what happened here. Energy service, natural gas went through the roof, guys. 26.7% up. Electricity up 11.9%. Let's go back to energy. Let's go to energy commodities. Fuel oil, again, this is what we're seeing it. Fuel oil up 27.7%. Gasoline up 1.5%. But the big one out there is housing, all right? Look at shelter, 7.9. Transportation, 14.6. This is very bad news here with CPI data coming in at 6.4, everyone. That's right. Came in at 6.4, a change of only 0.1. Now, earlier I drew this chart right here, okay? And this is what I want to show you. Let's get to this. Let's talk about this here super fast. Okay, so CPI data came in like this, right? And you know what? Let's do this. Let's refresh this, give us just a little bit more of a visual here. Let's go to the 10-year. All right, now what we're going to do, actually, let's go to the 5-year. We'll zoom it in a little bit. I'm going to show you guys exactly what the problem is and why the market is now going to be shitting itself. This is definitely going to be a bloody Valentine's Day massacre repeating itself. All right, here's the deal with CPI data. This is why the market right now is going red, okay? And you will see red from this. Trust me, you will see red as more people break down this data. Here is why the market is not going to be happy. You had the ramp up of inflation like this, right? You had it going down. Now look what happened right here. We were going down nicely and then we went sideways. That point right here is going to freak the market out. This is not good. This is not good at all. Decline Management chiming in says, buy the dips, Captain Klaus, we're with you. This is definitely going to cause a dip for the rest of this month because now we've got uncertainty. Now the next Fed's meeting, we have massive uncertainty because now it's not, hey, is the Fed going to put the brakes on? Remember, we were talking about this. The last CPI data, you guys know this stuff. We hang out together. We watched this one where we did this one. Daddy's back with the rate hike live. We were like, yo, right? Is he going to do a 25 or 50? At the end of this last meeting, there were even talks with us on chat going, okay, so the next one, does he go 25 or does he hold? Now we're sitting here going, hold is off the table. Now we're going back to, is it a 25 or a 50? This is not good. This is not good at all. Let me just pull some information here. I'm going to see when the next Fed meeting is. Give me a second here. We're going to go to the FOMC meeting calendar. Oh, this is not good. This is not the information that I wanted. All right, so March 21st and 22nd is going to be the next meeting date with the Fed. And again, for those of you that have not heard the news, CPI data is extremely bad. Came in at 6.4. 6.4. Ty Clark says, do you think Powell and Gensler talk? Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. I think what happened was you were seeing crypto come out of the gate strong. All right? And what happened was the U.S. regulators out there like, yeah, we can't let this happen. They did it with Bits Lotto. They did it with Kraken. They did it with all these enforcement actions to bring the crypto market down. And now you have CPI data that's rough. And look at what's leading CPI data, food. Food is doing it. Food is just destroying things right now. Energy is bad. Look at energy services. Natural gas is up there. 26.7 year over year. So no, we are nowhere near being done with CPI data. It came in at 6.4, everyone. That is horrible. 6.4 is very bad. Now let's check out some of the bubbles that have popped. Used cars, yet again, this is the third month in a row. It is official. Used car pricing has popped. Used cars down 11.6% month over month. New cars, though, 5.8. Wow. Tobacco products up 6.3. So we've seen right now coming in CPI data at 6.4%. The next CPI data is March 14th. We then have the next Fed meeting a week later, March 21st to 22nd. Wow, this is not good for the crypto markets right now. Let's head on over to the price of XLM and XRP. Let's clean this up just a little bit here. See if we could see some action. I'm going to move this bar right here. You can see that is the movement right here on this candlestick. So you got the markets kind of going a little sideways right now, processing this latest data of 6.4. This is very, very bad, everyone. 6.4 is not what we wanted. We wanted CPI data to come back on down and not, I repeat, not move sideways like you are seeing right here. That is the big fear right now of the market is okay, let's talk about high inflation, all right? Let's talk about high gas prices, high prices of food, okay? Here's the deal. If inflation stays high for a long time, I want you to think about this on a mental aspect, okay? Because remember, there's the emotional side of money and the analytical side of money. Let's talk about the emotional side, okay? Let's say gas prices stay high at $4, and this is in the United States, so my European friends don't make fun of me. Let's say gas prices stay high at $4 and eggs stay high at like $6 a gallon, or a dozen. If that lasts so long, right? Like if we go with $4 gas for like a year straight, you're used to it. When gas gets down to $3.50, you're like, yeah, this is awesome. This is great. Awesome. Good job. The problem is if prices stay too high for too long, you get used to it. When you get used to a high price, companies out there know this. They then can force you to pay higher prices because you're already mentally used to it. So the longer you have inflation that's high, the more you can get used to high prices. The more you get used to high prices, the more the economy gets destroyed by those high prices. So this is bad, bad stuff, man. Shanturi Sylvia said, glad I took profits all week to make up for it. My DCA was 941. So yeah, and honestly, good job on taking those profits because there was some bad, bad action coming in right now with CPI data. But that's the big problem. If we start leveling off right here and we start taking a few months where we're just in the sixes, that's bad. That is bad, bad, because then you have to start thinking 50 basis point hit on the market driving crypto back down. This 6.4 right here, what you just saw on the screen right now, that opens the doors for Jerome Powell and the Fed to come in with a 50 basis point hit and rock the crypto markets even further. That's bad. Now, what really worries me, though, is remember, UK's inflation numbers are coming out tomorrow. So for all my fans across the pond, okay, we need to see is UK inflation coming down. They peaked at 9.6 and now they're at 9.2. So theirs is definitely not going down as fast as it went up, as you can see in this chart. It's very much leveled off. US inflation, now we're seeing a leveling off of it. This is not bad. And yeah, it is better, Ty, than 6.6 or it going up. But the problem is what the Fed was expecting when they did these rate hikes, Ty. They were expecting inflation to be transitory, that it would go up quick and come down just as fast, which means you're not getting used to the high prices, that, yeah, the high prices piss you off, they go away, we move on. What this is signaling to us, though, is that inflation has gone up, it's gone down a bit, now it's leveling off. If it levels off for too long, the Fed is going to come aggressive. The Fed is going to come aggressive because it's not just inflation numbers, everyone. This also has to do with the job market. Wages are really high. If wages are really high, that means people have money. That means people can afford to spend $3 a gallon on gas, $6 for a dozen of eggs. So with wages being high and the job market being way, way high, I think we created like 500,000 jobs or something. We were supposed to only create like 200,000. So now you have wages high and the job market strong. That means people have money. Not everyone, all right? I understand what people are talking about. Things are tough right now. But it means, as a whole, statistically speaking, people have money. If people have money, they could pay the high prices. These companies out there are gouging us, passing the prices onto you, the consumer. High wages, strong job market, high inflation numbers. We could be dealing with this for a while. This is not good. Miguel Santos says, damn, February 14th is really bad for XLM. You are not kidding. Yeah, 3 years ago, 2020, when we had Valentine's Day, we had a massive drop. Massive drop with XLM on that day. That was not good. And you're seeing it right now as the market is starting to digest the data that came across, 6.4 on CPI data. Now, I've got 239 of you watching right now. Do me a solid. Hit the like button, right, to help out this live stream and the algorithms. And the second thing you can do, free support of the channel. If you don't feel like donations, super chats, nothing like that, help me out, free with effort. Find my second channel. It's pinned to the comments up on the top. Go on that second channel. Subscribe to that. Help me out. That's a passion project of mine. Kind of keeps my head kind of clear outside of crypto. It's where I share all my hiking, adventure training, stuff like that. Help me out. Do a solid. It's free. Subscribe to that second channel. Matthew Withrow says, well, may as well sack everyone, go on strike, and screw it. Yeah, layoffs. I saw a thing yesterday. 150,000 tech jobs, all right, have been cut since the beginning of this year. 150,000. Now, that's nothing, though, because remember, over the last couple years with Rona, wages have gone up, and it's very true. A lot of people asked for more money during the Rona because prices were going up, as you could see here by inflation. So you've got wages up. You've got a lot more hiring that went on. Oh, man. Decline Management says, enjoyed your video of Subaru camping in the rain. I love car camping. I do. I have a Subaru Forester that I use that we take on trails and so forth. I love it. And I saw your comment, Decline Management. I love that kind of stuff. I really do. I love spending my time outside with that. But right now, the data that's come across is CPI data is at 6.4%. That is not what we wanted. And the big things that are scaring people have to do with food. Look at food at home. Look at this. Food at home at 11.3. That's year-over-year increase. And we know food was high a year ago. So this is an increase on an increase. This is nuts, everyone. All right. Ty Clark says, do you think tech jobs are lost because of AI? No. The reason tech jobs were being cut is because the tech industry had this huge boom during the Rona. During the time of the pandemic, what happened was there was a huge group of people out there that were essentially like, you know what? We have to digitize the world. What happens if, we're all stuck inside home, lockdown, digital economy, so forth. So there was a bunch of people out there in the tech space, right? Think of Zuckerberg with Meta. He went balls deep with Meta because he's like, whoa, what if we can't meet in person anymore? We're going to have to use VR. What a loser, by the way. But you had a whole bunch of people out there in the tech world going, yo, this might be the bad event that forces us to all stay inside. Now, what happened was we realized the Rona wasn't as bad as the government said, wasn't as bad as the scientists said, and we all opened up our economies again, and we started traveling, going on planes, having business meetings in person, and so forth. So what happened was the tech industry blew up their size because they thought we were going to have a prolonged shutdown of Rona where we would have to rely more on tech, right? more on delivery systems, more on online shopping, right? People out there were like, yo, I'm not going to go to the mall for Christmas. I'm going to shop online. So all these tech companies blew up their budgets, blew up their staffs because they thought the demand for tech and tech-based solutions was going to be there for longer. Well, when we started opening up from the Rona, seeing that it's not as bad as people thought, they had to get rid of those tech jobs. The same thing happened in crypto markets, right? Crypto markets right now, okay, did the same thing. Crypto markets, because of the boom that happened in 2020, 2021, crypto companies out there blew up their staffs, right? They hired more customer service, they hired more salespeople, hired more IT people to keep things running. But as volume went down, right, trading volume, crypto enthusiasm went down, they now had these huge inflated staffs, just like these tech companies, that, hey, once the volume went down, once the use went down, they had to let go of their staff. So the reason why you see layoffs right now doesn't have to do with the AI component. It has to do with the fact of over the last couple of years, these companies just blew their budgets up too big, right? Especially in payroll and tech, all right? They blew their budgets up too big for a business model that wasn't sustained growth. Crypto has gone up and it's crashed heavily down. These companies have to do the same thing. They had to hire on the way up. They better be letting go of people on the way down. Ty Clark says, I'd stake it in a jar in the ground in the backyard. I like that. Where can I stake my USD? Kens, they're coming after your staking in your USD, so you better watch out, my good man. Lonzo Turner chimes in and says, 100. Thank you very much for that. I agree 100%. We're crushing other countries with our inflation. Joshua, you are right. You are right. And it's not just us, Joshua. I'm glad you brought that up. But for my fans right now, for the fans of this channel that are watching from England across the pond, the UK inflation is worse than the United States, and it hasn't even really come down at all. UK inflation has gone from 9.6 to 9.2. The US has gone from 9.1 to 6.4, so we've crawled down quite a bit. The UK's hasn't. But the US, right, money printing by the feds is having a carryover effect to the rest of the world, right? We talk about supply and demand. The United States increased global supply of fiat. And remember, a lot of the money, okay, for those of you that are not in the United States that are watching this video, when the US went through the Rona phase and we were doing all those stimulus bills, a huge chunk of that money never went into the United States. A lot of those stimulus bills never even touched US hands. They went out there abroad. So it wasn't just the United States that was feeling this inflated, bloated money, Rona stuff. The whole world was receiving printed fiat from the United States. So this whole inflation thing right now is definitely heavily US based. The US caused a whole heck of a lot of inflation issues. Let me just get a quick drink of water here. Matthew Withrow says, my gut-based reaction seems like this was coded into the market already. The market was hoping for more, Matthew. The market was hoping for one more month of good data so that we could force Jerome Powell and the Fed to not come out with that. All right? To not come out with the option of a 50 basis point. Now, does this open up the 50 basis point hit? You bet your butt it does, everyone. You bet your butt this does. The next Fed meeting is going to be March 21st and 22nd. All right? So the big thing that we have to focus on right now is A, how does the market short-term digest this information? I guarantee you, you're going to have Powell come out, do an interview these next few days. Guarantee it. You're going to have Powell come out these next few days and say, yeah, we might have to do something pretty hefty here because of this last inflation data. This is bad. Eric Kiki says, do you think he has the guts to drop a 50? I think so. I totally think so. Think about this. You're going to have one more CPI data come out, okay? So if we look at CPI data, what happened, all right? You see this? This came out to 6.4. You've got one more. You're going to see February's data dump come out March 14th, all right? So you're going to have March 14th data dump. Then what's going to happen is a week later, the Fed's going to meet and decide rate hikes. If you have another shitty CPI data come out in February, another 6.4, 6.3, 6.2, where it just looks like we're flattening off, not going down aggressively with a delta of 0.5 to 0.6 every month, because that's what the Fed was seeing, 8.2 to 7.7, 7.7, 7.1, 7.1, 6.5. We were happy, all right? We were happy with that. In the Greek, you're right. The next CPI data is coming out on March 14th, so we do have one more data set before the Fed makes their announcement. And that's my point here. If we come out, the next meeting with CPI comes out bad, yeah, the Fed can easily come in with a 50. And Eric, I'm telling you, it's not about the Fed having the sack. The Fed will crush the market. Don't think the Fed won't do it. The Fed will literally crush the market. Their job is not to make the market green. Their job is to make the market work, all right? And they make it work by tugging the supply and demand metric. Final Ken says, wish I could send you a picture of my dog right now. She's looking at me like when we were going for a hike. She doesn't know the CPI data today. The dogs know that we're paying attention. They don't know necessarily what we're paying attention to, but the doggies, trust me, they know. I had to lock mine out because she was just bugging the crap out of me. She was like super cuddling this morning, like rubbing up on me the whole time. I'm like, doggy, give me some space, man. Oh, man. The Greek 1980 says, isn't the XRP case ending in March? The Ripple Labs XRP case should be ending in the first half of this year. All right? First half of this year. Digital Currency says, March 22nd is 322. Skull and Bones, something bound to happen. I think this messed things up. God's honest truth, what's really messing things up, food is out of control. Energy is out of control. Housing is still out of control. The heat map looks okay. The heat map is fine right now. People are looking at this going, all right, cool, 6.4. What's going to really jack the heat map up is going to be when Jerome Powell comes out next on the mic and is like, yeah, I'm not happy with this. This is bad. That's what's going to have me concerned, is when Jerome Powell and the Fed come out and say, ooh, this is not good. Crypto Soldier chimes in, don't worry, the aliens will save us. Yeah, I think we just shot down a balloon too. That was pretty funny. They were like, we think it's unmanned. Well, okay, let us know what the hell you shot down, you morons. Yeah, the aliens will save us. Maybe the aliens will save us. Maybe they'll help out the crypto market. But right now, we're looking at the market, digesting this information, essentially going sideways, all right? This is not what we wanted. The market is coiled up. There's a lot of money on the sidelines, and I want to share that with everyone right now, too. Venture capital money, billions, and this is not an exaggeration, billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars is building up on the sideline of venture capital money. You also have money market money building up on the sidelines as well. They're waiting. They're waiting for the indicator to start putting money in. Do you guys know that in the heyday of venture capitalists and crypto, they were putting in up to $8 billion a month of investments into crypto? Now they're at about $800 million to $600 million a month. So think of all that venture capital money that was going into the market, that's now sitting in the sidelines. Venture capital is not putting their money in other places right now because there's no sector out there that's leading this, right? We're not seeing anything lead from the market. Let's see. Jorge Rodriguez says, how do you get that heat map? All right, the heat map is real easy. Go to coin360.com. I'll put it up on here. Heat map is coin360.com, all right? And what you can do, all right, what you can do with the heat map, all right, and look it out here on the performance part. You can change this to 1 day. You can change it to 7 days. You can change it to 1 month, whatever you want, all right? Use this heat map as a tool to show you the effects of things under time. It's an easy visual. Christian VBC says, what are my thoughts on Binance? Okay, Binance. You guys want to go deep on a Binance? I'll share with you unfiltered thoughts. Binance is fake it till you make it. That is exactly what Binance is. Binance is out there, and thank you, Christian. I appreciate it. Christian chimes in and says, good morning, Klaus. Thank you for all you do. Yes, of course. And you are very welcome, Jorge. Glad you could see the heat map. Yeah, and everyone, please use those heat map tools and hit me up with questions you have in the chat. All right, so what is my thoughts on Binance? Binance is fake it till you make it. There is no crypto company out there. There is no exchange that's doing good. Here's why volume is down. I don't care what anyone says right now. Look at the volume, right, of XLM and our favorites. Look how low these volume bars are compared to the heyday. All right? Compared to the heyday. You know what I'm saying? So right now, volume is super low. So exchanges make their money a lot on volume. They make their money also on lending. All of this stuff right now has gone down. Binance, the only reason Binance is able to do it is because they're gambling with your money. Why do you think Binance is having trouble with their proof of reserves? Why do you think Binance is not going through an audit with one of the top 4 global companies? Coinbase goes through an audit by those companies, and Binance, CZ was out there and said, Binance is so technical of a business model that even experts out there don't understand it. No, that's you trying to hide your money. The thing with Binance is this. They make money on volume. They make money on people trading. People aren't trading now. You can see volume is shit compared to what it used to be. All they're doing right now is fake it till you make it. They're using customer funds to get through this. They are faking it until they build their business up big enough to where they can make it. True Ducal says, how is it we can see light years into space but can't zoom in on a balloon? It's a distraction. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Why is it that all these UFO pictures are never like the best thing? But man, that satellite could see me in my backyard shooting squirrels, right, everyone? Come on now. Let's see. Joshua says, I'm calling out a fake out bull trap. Be careful. Yeah, it's not looking good. CPI data definitely set us back. Oh, the Greeks got a good one. The Greek 1980 came out, but weren't Ripple and Stellar still hiring and expanding their connections? I would think they are strong, but just waiting to rocket. Okay, the reason Stellar and Ripple Labs were able to hire is their action. Their money is based on their holdings, right? Ripple Labs is a big business model. It's not just ODL. They do other things out there. Stellar has their bag of Lumens. All right, so they have a good amount of funds. Stellar and Ripple don't make money the same way that these exchanges do. The exchanges make their money on volume of turnover, volume of transactions, right? They make pennies per transaction, move it up, end of story, right? You get my point. Ripple Labs and Stellar Development do not work the same way. The reason they're hiring is because they never expanded crazy. Remember, Ripple Labs as well as Stellar Development Foundation, they didn't go out there and sponsor stadiums. They didn't sponsor F1 racing teams. They didn't go out there and use their money for this, and this. All right? So what happened is that, and what's up, Robert Melvin? Seeing Robert Melvin chime in, that's right. Ripple did open up an office in Toronto. But their business model is not based on that. All right, so the reason that they're able to hire, the reason they're able to expand is they didn't waste their money. Years and years ago, all right, when the dot-com bubble happened, okay, for everyone out there that's like that 37, 36, in that range or younger, okay, you missed out on the dot-com bubble. The dot-com bubble was the same thing. You had a whole bunch of companies that spent money on advertising just to get their name out. They didn't make money. A whole bunch of companies in the dot-com bubble in the late 90s, early 2000s did not make money. They faked it till they made it, just like they said with Binance, just like I said with Binance. So these companies paid for advertising to make them look better. They sponsor stuff, blah, blah, blah. Then the dot-com bubble burst. All the companies that blew their big bags had no money left. They folded. Stellar Development Foundation as well as Ripple Labs did not spend on advertising and all that other stupid stuff like your, Crypto.com, FTX. So you notice a lot of the players out there that spent big gobs of money on advertising to make themselves look big actually wasted a lot of their money, and a lot of those companies ended up going under and filing for bankruptcy. What a mess. Crypto Soldier chimed in, gave my girl something expensive, carton of eggs, got smacked. Hopefully she didn't break any of those eggs, though, when she smacked you, Crypto Soldier. Robert Melvin, again, thank you very much for the support, sir. I do appreciate it. Christian BBC says, BitBoy, that McRardo. Yeah, total McRardo. Yeah, if it's egg on your face, scrape it off, scramble it. Do not let those eggs go to waste. Here's the problem we've got, though. CPI data is crazy. Shelter. All right, guys, come on. How many of you out there were sitting here thinking housing was going to crash? Housing's not. Look, Shelter is up 7.9% year over year. Housing is not crashing. Rent is not going down fast enough. All right? New vehicles are still commanding a big price right now. The only bubble that's popped is used vehicles. The used vehicles, this is the third month in a row. All right? Third month in a row of double-digit declines. The bubble for used vehicles has popped. Let's see. The Greek 1980 says Ripple did advertise in the train stations. Crypto means business. They're definitely ready for some. Yeah, Stellar did too at the airports. But I'm talking about where they spend 20, 30, 100 million on naming rights. Dumb stuff like that. Sleeve patches. Remember, Major League Baseball was big, sponsored by FTX. The umps all had the FTX logos on their uniforms. Those companies out there, they're in trouble. They spent all their money. They spent their bags. So now cash is king. Cash is what's going to get you through this crypto winter. And you are seeing more crypto turning red right now. You are seeing more things moving to the red side. Look at, even in the last hour, Ethereum is only up 0.18. XRP up 0.02, so we're basically sideways. You are now going to see further erosion of our favorites as they start processing this data. Now, I've got 229 of you watching the live stream. Do me a favor, hit that like button. It's free, everyone. It doesn't cost you a penny. Hit that like button, share it with the crypto fan out there, because this is the information that affects the entire global crypto market. Now remember, tomorrow, okay, you want to see if the crypto market shits itself? Tomorrow is going to be UK CPI data. And you saw the United States, we flattened out right here. Plain as day, look at that. We flattened out right here, which sure looks a lot like the UK CPI data. Not good. This is not good at all right? And TG says, do yourself a favor and put some money on the Phoenix Suns to beat the Milwaukee Bucks in June, coincidentally when XRP is expected to boom. We got basketball fans in the house. I like it. But tomorrow is UK CPI data. If UK CPI data comes bad, you're going to see red candlesticks for a while. I don't think you'll have enough action to move this month in the green at all. In fact, if we zoom out, all right, let's just do this. If we zoom out with XRP, all right, at the beginning of the year, we were at 32.1 all the way to 35. You could see us pull back to that 35, erase all of 2023 gains if we get bad CPI data out from the UK. Bad CPI from the UK, and on top of this, low volume. On top of this, SEC action with staking. Remember, the SEC isn't done either. So not only are we dealing with bad macros, right? Because now the macros aren't looking so hot. 6.4 is not hot. And Ty, thank you very much. Ty, back-to-back support of this channel. Everyone, let's give a big thank you for Ty. As you can see, this channel survives very heavily on donations from you, the viewer. So thank you, Ty, for super chatting, super thanking the channel. Everyone, give Ty a big round of applause. Robert Melvin has also supported the channel here big as of late. So thank you, Robert and Ty. Guys, this is not good. This is not what we wanted this morning. 6.4 is not. Okay, earlier in the stream, you guys had asked me, hey, what am I looking at? Good. Ty Clark says, thanks, Klaus. Gotta head to the gold mine. See y'all. See ya, Ty. And Ty, let me know if you're ever out my way, the upstate. We are very close to each other. Maybe we could hang out on the Chattahoochee River, you know, a little action there. Or Earl's Ford Landing, Ty, if you know exactly what I'm talking about. Earl's Ford Landing on the Chattahoochee River, or Chattooga River, sorry, the Chattooga River. So, I'm nervous now. All right, I was happy, in Decline Management, Fat Lives Matter. Thank you, Decline Management, chiming in as well. Crypto Soldier chiming in as well with a $5 donation for the channel with the mic drop. Thank you, everyone, for the support. Please, everyone out there who is watching, let's all give everyone who is supporting the channel, let's all give them a thank you, because this helps all of us. It's not just me. This is a community that we were all working together with. Ty Clark says, I will, man. Be easy. Ian's chiming in. 6.4. Yeah, 6.4 is nasty. 6.4 is nasty. New Anomaly Productions, and thank you, channel members, as well. New Anomaly Productions says, why don't they just skip ahead? Raise the inflation rate by 4 full points for a quarter and be done with it. Yeah, here's the problem, all right? New Anomaly Productions, I'm going to answer your question right here. Here's the problem. When the Fed raises rates, like let's just pretend the Fed raises rates 100 basis points tomorrow, okay? That takes time for it to hit the market. That takes time for that basis rate effect to slow down demand. because it makes things more expensive, right? So let's say you raise 100 basis points right now. You might have a lag effect of 2 to 3 months until that effect hits you. Then what if you went too far? So New Anomaly Productions, I get what you're saying. Let's just get the pain over with. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's just drop a big basis point hit, screw it, and F off, right? But the problem is, okay, if we keep going with more and more rate hikes, money long-term is just going to get expensive. It's just going to get more and more expensive. So now I want you to think of people that were buying a home a year ago. Buying a home a year ago, you were able to buy that home in like 3.5%. You're going to be now at like 7.5%, 8%, 9% by the end of this year. That home, and again, I just showed you on here, right? The homes, right? All items less, that, right? If you look at homes are still going up, everyone. That's a big, big problem. Homes are still going up. Shelter, right? 7.9%. I mean, come on. This is bad. This is very, very bad. Joshua says, be ready for a fake. Yeah, be ready for bad data tomorrow from CPI in England. I'm going to pay even more attention to this. Aurora M, yes, 6.4. For those of you that are just joining in now, 6.4 is what the data came out to, and we are not happy. We are not happy. Robert Melvin says, Klaus, when are you going to host another Friday night fart on? You know what? I probably should here sometime soon do a Friday night kind of relaxed fun vibe. That's not a bad idea, Robert. Let me see how I'm feeling. I've been busting my butt with the training and just kicking myself. By the end of the day, I'm worn out. There have been some nights where I've been going to bed 8:30, 9 o'clock. Just I've been so tired. But I think it's a good idea, Robert. I think we got to do a Friday night hangout session sooner or later. Eric Kiki says, just wanted to say thank you for the most up-to-date minute information. You are way ahead of anyone else out there. That's why you hit the subscribe button. That's why you hit the like button, so that you can be up-to-date with this news that breaks. Again, I am extremely nervous right now that we came in at 6.4. 6.4 is really, really bad. Seriously, really, really bad. Ian Yeager, I'm going to read this comment. Ian's got a good comment for us. I left Commie Canada for freedom, 57, West Africa, beachside Sierra Leone. We bought acreages, made 6x in 2 years being here, living the dream. Vancouver white now. I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. That's why I moved south. I couldn't deal with the snow anymore up north, so I moved on south. Silence is golden, says supply chains are terrible. And that's my point. All right, so when it comes to inflation, all right, there's two ways. All right, two ways that this works. During inflation, recession, and all that, you can only do two things. You can either make more money, right, to fight inflation, or you can save. That's it. All right, make more or save. That's all. There's no other magic bullet out there. What happens is if prices keep going up, people either have to keep making more or they have to save more. You can't continue on this. You just cannot continue on this path. And with inflation flattening out like this, what if high prices become the norm? Could you imagine if we then have to deal with high rates because supply chains aren't getting fixed? Housing supply chain is a mess. Okay, here's part of the problem with housing. If you want a house built down south where I live, you are waiting out a year to have that house built, which means you've got a whole bunch of demand still, but not much supply. If prices stay high, guys, we're going to be looking at an expensive mess. If they're not going to fix supply, it's going to be a mess. Gary Gensler, fake Gary G is in the house. Have no fear, Gary Gensler is here. Nice. I like it. Robert Melvin says, as long as you can partake with us, we can wait. Yeah, I just got to make sure, I'm not drinking hard, anything like that right now, mainly because I am training really, really hard. My hard training, I'm going to back off here in a couple weeks and kind of pump the brakes a little bit for my last push before I head out west. But yeah, I'll definitely do that, Robert. I'll pick a day where I can actually participate with you guys. So the big fear, though, supply chains are not getting better. All right? We're not producing more items in order to make the price go down, which means prices are staying up. Look at energy costs, everyone. Energy service, natural gas. I mean, come on, guys. This is crazy. This is freaking crazy. Natural gas up 26.7%. Electricity, 11%. I mean, it's Fuel oil, 27%. Gasoline, 1.5. Gas has gone back up again too. So what's happening is right now crypto, all right? Crypto is fueled with retail money. People like you and me, okay? How is crypto going to reinflate if food's high, housing's high, energy is high, vehicle costs are high, home prices are high, there's not that many jobs out there, and everything's expensive? How can crypto rebound? Now, when you look at it, you're like, okay, the reason crypto was able to boom, all right, was because money was cheap, right, between 2020 and 2021, 2022 in the beginning. Money was cheap. People were at home, they were bored, right? There was, kind of a need for it. There was a demand. But now, right, with money so expensive, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. This CPI data right here set the market back. And we have to pay attention tomorrow to CPI data coming out of England. England is facing worse inflation than we are in the United States. Their Fed, right, their central bank, just had to jack rates up 50 basis points where the U.S. only had to do 25. I don't know. This opens up the whole idea for, at the minimum, Jerome Powell and the Fed to go continuous 25 basis point hits. Don't even think of a pause. Don't even ask if there's going to be a pause. No. 25 basis points just going on and on and on. And maybe a chance with the 50 thrown in there too if things don't calm on the way back down. Hey, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot 420. I like that one. Hey, Klaus, do you know of a launderer, someone to do a ton of money? Ukraine it. Very well. I like that. Good joke there. Matthew Withrow says, Night, I'm off to bed. Thanks again, Klaus. You're a legend. I appreciate all you do and the education I get from your knowledge. Thank you very much, Matthew, for chiming in with us. I appreciate you hanging out. Try running a small business, news tightening. I know that's my point, man. That's my point, Crypto Soldier, is the fees are crazy. What about insurance? Crypto Soldier, I got one for you. What about health insurance for your small business? That's gone through the freaking roof. And here you go, guys. The heat map is starting now to erode. Markets are digesting the information that we have gone over, which has to do with food, energy, housing, all of that kind of stuff. Shelter is getting us right now. Look at that. Shelter up 7.7. Transportation up 14.6. This is bad. Matthew Withrow says, but they said 2023 we weren't going to have any pauses anyway. No, but at the last press conference, Jerome Powell did say that they may have to pause to see what the lagging effect was of their rate hikes. Not that they would pause necessarily because the data was super juicy, but that they would pause to make sure that they didn't overcorrect. That's a problem. That is a big, big problem. And right now you're seeing it. The market is starting to turn red. Just like I told you, people are digesting this information. Here are those XLM candlesticks. You can see them moving down quite heavily. And XRP, you can see the same thing, a downward trend for XRP as well. Let's make this like for like with XLM. Let's get rid of this vertical bar right here. Let's get rid of this one. You can see XLM as well, down for the last week straight. Final Kens, by the way, hey, Final Kens, I know you talk about your special lady. Do me a favor, do something special for her today. I know today is Valentine's Day, but do something special for her. You always talk a lot about her on the channel, in the chat, so I know she means a lot to you, and I know you guys work together on a lot of stuff. So Final Kens, make sure you treat your special lady. Take her out, do something nice for her. Take her out Vegas style, my good man. Silence is Golden says inflation is still above 10%. In reality, more like 25%. Yeah, I'm with you. The candlesticks are showing it. The candlesticks are definitely showing it. So right now, you've got Gary Gensler, SEC action, state regulators too. Hey guys, let's not pass up on the information that came out with Kraken. Jesse Powell from Kraken said this. Jesse Powell said he got no notice whatsoever that the SEC was coming after Kraken. He gets hit with a $30 million fine, and a whole branch of their company, their staking branch, is wiped, completely destroyed. That's horrible. So not only is crypto facing an assault from the SEC, but state regulators like the New York Department of Financial Services took a bite out of Kraken. California state regulators took a bite out of Nexo. Nexo specifically said the fact that the Cali state regulators and the fact that the federal regulators out there couldn't work together is why they left the United States. The Alaska financial regulators also took a bite out of Kraken. So you've got California, New York, Alaska. It's a horrible time. XRP Switch says it is not a fun time to own a business. It's very true. Very, very true. In fact, I can tell you guys this. Twitch Radio Times, and I'll share something with you guys too. I will. I'll share something with you guys to show you some insight. Twitch Radio says, what'd you miss? CPI data came in at 6.4. We're in deep, deep trouble, Twitch. 6.4 right now. The market is reacting red. Here's the peel away I was telling you about. I said anything above 5.9, 6.0 or higher, market's going to react red. Here's the red reaction. But what I can tell you guys is that not only are we dealing with CPI data, but you also have to worry about inflation action, recession action. All right. One of the things that has me concerned is views. Views for YouTube are paying now way, way less. I can tell you that from last year in February at this time, for every 1,000 views, I was getting about like $7. Okay. Now for every 1,000 views, I'm getting around $5.25. So I've seen about a 30% decrease in revenue spending for this channel. So if we're not just talking about inflation, we're also talking about a recession, people pulling back on the amount of money that they are spending. I have seen it heavily in this channel. In this channel, okay, just to kind of give you guys insight, this channel with all the videos that I do, all the donations, all the super chats, this channel barely makes $1,000 a month. And that's with me doing more views than what I was doing a year ago. I'm making about the same money as a year ago, and my views are up like 50, 60,000 views in a month. That's how much less advertisers are spending right now. So not only are we dealing with inflation issues, but we're also dealing with back-end recession issues where people do not want to spend. Final Ken says, I refuse to sell until the next bull besides my DGen future trades. Yeah, same thing. I've got my longs, Ken, and then I've got my shorts. My shorts I'm not touching. Or I'm sorry, my longs I'm not touching. They're out there. I'm not too worried about them. Shorts, yeah, I play my shorts. I sell my shorts. Ian says, come to West Africa. You know, honestly, I've been thinking about traveling. I've got, obviously, you know, a job where I could travel all over the place, digital nomad action. I've been thinking about traveling. I've definitely been thinking about it, Ian. But right now, the market is digesting red action. The reason the market is digesting red, CPI data didn't do shit. This is probably the worst thing that we could see today. Now, the setup though, okay? The setup though is a little bit different. The setup now though is we have one more chunk of CPI data to come out, okay? The next CPI data is going to come out March 14th. Then a week later, okay? A week later, March 14th, all right? March 21st is when the Fed meets next. So you've got the 14th of March, which is CPI data. Beware the Ides of March, right, everyone? Then a week later, Jerome Powell and the Fed meet. If March's CPI data sucks ass, if we get another stupid number in the sixes, then the market will panic, because Jerome Powell will be very close to pricing in that 50 basis point hit. If that happens, if we see the setup where the CPI data that's released in March sucks ass, be very, very careful for a heavy 50 basis point hit coming out March 21st with the Fed. Twitch Radio says, that's okay, I'll just go live and live in a tent on the side of the road for a couple years to save some money. Twitch, I'm telling you, man, come out by me, hang out in the South. Things are way cheaper down here in the South. Way cheaper. And for those of you that don't know, right, the other big thing that we're focusing on right now is huge action from the SEC. The SEC went after Kraken, along with Alaska state regulators, along with New York Department of Financial Regulators. They went after Kraken as well. Now we have to start asking ourselves, who else is the government going to go after? Who else is the government going to tax? Okay, look, staking is in the United States. Staking, they've already gone after. I get it, okay? They've gone after yield. BlockFi got taxed because of yield. They had to pay a $100 fine for BlockFi. All right, so you have yield issues there. Staking, yield, and earned interest. That is what the SEC is going after. Now you've got Coinbase that's nervous. You've got Uphold that's super nervous. You've got other exchanges out there that are really, really nervous going, well, wait a minute, what about our interest yielding products? So yes, we're now facing a front where we've got bad CPI data that just came in. That's horrible. You've got low volume, right? Things are expensive right now. As the Fed jacks up rates, things are more expensive. This is bad. This is really, really bad. This is not what we wanted. We wanted good CPI data just to give us a little bit of a breather. Gary Regala says, greetings from Shanghai. Hello, Klaus, you should come to China. Well, thanks, Gary, for joining us all the way from Shanghai. Thank you for joining us from China. I appreciate a lot of support here coming from viewers all over the world. And speaking of all over the world, remember, inflation is affecting everyone the same. Inflation is globally high. Governments across the globe, okay, all printed money during the Rona pandemic shutdown, right? They kept the masses happy by printing money, bolstering up the economy, issuing stimmy checks. And now look what happened. We're dealing with high inflation. This is a mess. This is a frickin' mess. I don't know. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with this because I'm not seeing things go down. Housing is not going down, everyone. For everyone else out there that's like, hey, housing's not going down. Venture capitalists are buying homes. Private equity groups are buying homes right now. They're buying homes with cash, avoiding the high interest rate, so they're saving money. Then what they're doing is they're renting the home out at a super high rate, bringing up the floor price of rent in neighborhoods, and dumping it on people. So this is the problem that we're having. We're not just having a problem with crypto being imbalanced right now. The supply and demand metric globally is messed up right now. And for those of you that are just joining, 6.4 is the CPI data that came out. So a change of 0.1. Basically, we went sideways for a month, everyone. We went sideways. And when we zoom out right here, we are not moving this down far enough. Gary Regala says, Klaus, are we dipping further soon? Yeah. What reason right there is for the market to go up? You've got Gary Gensler and the SEC out there taking a bite out of crypto. State federal regulators doing it. You've got inflation CPI data from England way higher than what it should be. You've got the Central Bank of England as well as India both raising their respective rates 50 basis points. You've got some not so hot earnings coming out right now of the traditional stock market. Tech companies are laying off people left and right. This is not a good setup. Now, is the worst of inflation behind us? Yes, I do believe the worst of inflation is behind us. All right. Oh, look, and it's Jürgen Kettner. Hey, Jürgen Kettner, you're going to love this. My first name is actually Klaus Jürgen. That is actually my first name. So, Jürgen Kettner, thank you very much. And Jürgen Kettner says, nice greetings from Germany. Yes, that is where the majority of my family is from. They are actually from Bavaria, Upper Franconia. We're talking about Munich, Bayreuth, and Misselgau. So Jürgen Kettner, I know how to say your name because that's part of my first name. Thank you for joining us from Germany. But the action that we're dealing with right now has to do with multiple fronts. CPI data is still too high. Speaking of my viewers from Germany, Germany is dealing with insane natural gas prices. All right, so their inflation, their CPI data is high. Housing prices aren't coming down at all. So with housing prices not coming down, people are spending more. If people are spending more, who is holding up the volume of crypto? No one's holding up. That volume is low. And when volume is low, we're just waiting for retail money. We're just waiting for more and more bad news to be digested. That's all that's happening. Final Ken chimes in and says, sounds so German. Yes, my actual full first name is Klaus Jürgen. Yeah, my parents did not like me. I was picked on as a kid so often with a name just like that. But right now we do have the market turning pretty red here over the last hour. You've got Bitcoin right now down almost a whole percent to 21,680. ETH 1513. This is not good at all. XRP under 37 cents, everyone. Again, we're losing time. We're not making up the time that we did from the FTX mess. That's why I'm so upset. Because right now, all right, if I draw another line, and let's do it. Let's add another line to the mix, all right? I want to show you guys, look at this. This is where we're at right now. We haven't, this candlestick right here, we haven't erased this yet. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. XLM, XRP have not, I repeat, have not clawed back their losses from the FTX waterfall mess. God, we need regs. Plain and simple, we need regs to bring more money and clarity into the space. Yep, this is a red Valentine's Day. So do not take out this negative action on your significant other. Treat them like the prince or princess that they are. Do something nice for them. I'm treating my special dear out for Valentine's Day. We did wine tasting on Saturday, which was really cool. I actually had some fun with that one. But God, what a mess. And we got greetings from Philippines. Thank you very much for sharing your views from way far away. Bitcoin is going to be positive and negative cryptocurrency. We've got a lot of action. What do I think about Ripple, XRP versus the SEC? What do I think is this? The damage done by the SEC is financial, as well as pushing away development money. The SEC case against Ripple, XRP, right, for unregistered securities, secondary sales, LBRY is okay. So we're okay with that. But what that case really does with the SEC more and more, and I hope people are seeing this, is that affects the involvement of money. That affects the inflow of money. That affects the U.S. marketplace involvement in the crypto space. The United States, as a GDP, makes up for 24% of the world's GDP. So if the U.S. makes up for a quarter of it, and the U.S., SEC, CFTC, and all this other stuff, okay, is now cutting back on stuff, you are now eliminating almost a quarter of the GDP of the available cash in the market that could flow into crypto. So my thoughts on the case are this. It's bad because it's definitely keeping money on the sidelines. It's definitely keeping U.S. money on the sidelines. Gary Regala says, does this mean the all-time high for XLM and XRP is off for now? It's not that it's off. It's just that we have to start looking at it going, what's going to drive this higher? We can't even claw back the losses that we had from FTX. Look at this move, okay? Look at the move from the beginning of January. And we got greetings from Latvia. Like that. Thank you very much. I like that, the brand voice. But look at it. Since the beginning, all right, we started off at a low of 32, and we're now dropping back down to 36. Now, if I compare Bitcoin, watch what happens when I put the price of Bitcoin up on there. Look at how much Bitcoin has clawed back, all right? So let's do this. Let's put our Bitcoin action up there. Look at Bitcoin. When I put Bitcoin in, Bitcoin is still above where they were when the FTX mess happened. And I've got that right here. This is the FTX mess, okay? Bitcoin is still above. Even with this correction right now, Bitcoin is above where we were when the FTX mess happened. XRP, XLM are not, I repeat, are not at that point. XRP and XLM are still trying to get where they need to. They're still trying to claw their way back. So this is not good news. This 6.4 was probably the worst thing we could see. I don't know how many of us out there were expecting CPI data to go sideways. Crazy mess. Crazy mess. I Am Crypto Gaming says, I have to add this guy to my crypto expert list next to Gareth Soloway top content. Thank you very much for that, I Am Crypto Gaming. And please do, everyone, hit that subscribe button to this channel if you have not subscribed. Also, do me a solid. It's totally free. It helps me out on a personal level, which I greatly appreciate. Click the link up on the top all right, in the chat, that's pinned on the chat. That's my second channel. That's my passion projects. Helps me have fun with editing. I get to play with my drone, do, photo stuff. Help me out. Subscribe to that channel. Keep my passion project going. It would mean a lot. Eric says, if he drops the 50 in March, crypto stocks will all be on sale. That will be to try and... It's saying, yeah, I'm with you on that, Eric. If you get junk March CPI data, be ready to drop the hammer in March. That's just my opinion. Bad CPI data in March is just going to tank the market. And again, we haven't even clawed back. This is bad. This is bad. The reason this is bad is it has to do with time. Look at the chart up on the screen, all right? This is XRP. This section right here, and let's go to draw, all right? Let's just doodle a little bit, all right? This action right here, all right, that is the action that happened with the FTX mess, all right? That's FTX. We are nowhere near clawing back from the FTX mess. So are we really gaining? I mean, think about that. When the FTX mess happened, we were right in that mid 40 cent to 50 cent mark. We're now barely struggling at 36.8. Yes, even metals are dumping. Everything is dumping right now because the market is pricing in the data that you guys all saw 1 hour ago. That is why this channel is worth it, because we broke it down to show you exactly what's happening with CPI data. Jurgen chimes in, says, hey, Klaus, what do you think? How many Americans will buy XRP if the SEC allows XRP to be listed in the U.S.? I do think it'll go up. I think you have a lot of big whales out there that are holding out of XRP in the United States because of that. Because of that exact reason. I think a lot of people are hanging out on the sidelines until we get clarity from the SEC. Here's the problem. The SEC, though, is not being reined in, everyone. The SEC is ruling crypto by enforcement. All right, I had to go through something called the Sunshine Act. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a story about what I had to do corporately. Okay, I had to go through government intervention with something called the Sunshine Act. That had to deal with the Food and Drug Administration. I worked for the largest manufacturing company in the world in my industry. And the Sunshine Act basically said we could not wine, dine, and 69 our customers, okay? Now, basically what happened was if we wanted, okay, if we wanted to encourage business, we could take our customers out, we could buy them expensive meals, bottles of wine, stuff like that. And Jurgen, you're very, very welcome, sir. Very, very welcome on that. But the problem is this. With that Sunshine Act, we had to work with federal regulators. We actually had to work with the Food and Drug Administration. They were super nice to deal with. At first, like when we got notices, when my manufacturing facilities got notices about the Sunshine Act that we had to deal with, I was like, oh, crap. And I always screwed up if it's Sunshine or Colgate. I'm pretty sure it's Sunshine Act. But anyways, when the FDA came in, we were all nervous, like, yo, the FDA is going to us up, man. No, the FDA was super nice to work with. They told us exactly what to put on our invoices for disclosures. They told us what was considered reasonable. They told us what was allowed when we did work with our customers, what we could give them, what we could share with them in terms of free pairs, promotional stuff like that. The FDA was great to work with. Was seriously, seriously great to work with. That's not what the SEC is doing. The SEC right now is not being like the FDA. The SEC is coming in. They're not even working with people. They're just coming in, hey, $30 million fine. Oh, and you have to shut down your staking program. That's not how you work with federal regulators. The company I worked for, all right, massive global company. So when they came in, when the FDA came in and was like, yo, we need to like audit this industry. And that's what happened. Like the industry I was in got audited. All right, got audited. And since we were the big ones on the block, we were the biggest company in that industry, we were the first ones to go through it. All right, and it was nerve-wracking to always have the FDA watching what you're doing, sending them stuff for approval. It was crazy. It was very nerve-wracking. But they were great to work with. In OSHA, I can't even tell you how many OSHA inspections I've had at plants that I was overseeing, where the OSHA guys were cool. And everyone in corporate's like, oh, I hate the OSHA guys. Why? They're just doing their job. The OSHA guys would come in, and the OSHA guys would be like, hey, Klaus, You see this over here? You need to fix that. We'll give you 30 days. We'll come back. If in 30 days it's not fixed, then we'll start talking about action. But right now, if you promise to work on this, we'll come back in 30 days. We won't give you any fines or anything. And OSHA was cool with me. Like I said, I had several OSHA inspections, hardcore ones, where I knew there were certain things in my plants that did not meet their standards. I didn't get one fine because I was nice with the guy, and the guy was nice with me. They were working with us. The SEC right now is not working with crypto. Yeah, Kenz, I noticed that too. When I add a face to some of my messages, it cuts it off as well. Adana Sanchez says, hey, what was it at? It came in at 6.4. 6.4, by the way. I Am Crypto Gaming says, are AI tokens a good investment? I think AI tokens are going to have that boom and bust just like everything else. I think AI tokens are going to have the same thing you saw with World Cup tokens. That's my opinion. I think right now that chat, GPI, and all that kind of stuff is bringing enthusiasm to AI, but then you're going to see it fade away. I honestly think that's what you're going to see with AI-based stuff. That one guy says, if you don't know it, Klaus is the best subscriber cost of value of any YouTuber when it comes to money. Support this crazy, overworking teacher of worldly financial knowledge. Well, thank you, that one guy. And it's true. You can actually join the channel as a member for as low as 99 cents. That's it. To support the channel, to support information like this. And I also saw one of you out there said that you joined my second channel. Please do that. Thank you, Gary. Gary chimes in, says, I just subscribed to your new adventure channel. Looks really cool. I love it. Yeah, that second channel that I've got pinned up in the top of the chats, go on there, hit the subscribe button. Help me out. It's free, by the way. Thank you. Just saying out there, it's free, by the way. And thank you so much for the super chat. And again, I Am Crypto Gaming. Let's give I Am Crypto Gaming a big thank you for supporting out the channel and the community here that we all participate in. All right, let's see what else we got. MM says, thank you so much, Carl, for following live CPI. You're the only one to do that. It's Klaus, by the way, but that's cool. Don't worry about it. It is Klaus. Yeah, CPI data. Now remember, the UK CPI data is tomorrow, and UK is in a worse situation than us. Look at UK's CPI. They flattened out right here. Look at this. That's not good. You compare that to the US's. The US's at least went down sharply. The UK's is flattened out, so we've got a bunch of mess going on right now. We've got a bunch of dirtiness that we have to do for. That one guy, says, also, Klaus, trying to follow your workout shits and giggles starting your kills me. Yeah, please do not follow my workouts unless you train a lot. For those of you that don't know, I train all year so that I could do high elevation hiking and climbing. I'm planning a trip in late May, early June, where I'm going to tackle a series of 14ers and spend some time above the elevation of 10,000 feet for a few weeks straight. So I'm starting my training now. Final Ken chimes in, says XRP is a really important case. It would be honestly great if Coinbase goes to court with the SEC over staking, as Brian Armstrong said he would do. But here's the problem, Final Kens. Is Brian Armstrong just faking the funk? If Brian Armstrong really wanted to do what was best for the crypto industry, why wouldn't he relist XRP? XRP, the LBRY judge, right, just gave clarity on the case and said secondary sales, it's not unregistered securities. You're okay. Secondary sales are not part of the SEC's umbrella for that. All right? So now, if that's what the court says, why isn't Coinbase now standing up for crypto and pushing this out there? So I get it. I get that Coinbase is trying to stand up for crypto, but is it really what they're doing? They could do something so much stronger by relisting XRP. MEP says AI needs to be centralized in order to make super fast data requests on database. Decentralization of database would make requests super long. Crypto AIs are scams. I'm not a fan of crypto AIs, period. I think it's a flash that's just going to go away just like that. Jurgen chimes in, hey Klaus, what do you think about VeChain? Do you see good future for this? Use case wonderful. I think the partners are very good. VeChain definitely has some upside, but I'm not as familiar with it as some of the other cryptos out there. But there is definitely some upside. Oh, man, yeah, a fake white knight. Final Kens, you are right. Brian Armstrong is definitely a fake white knight. All right? Brian Armstrong is not going to do anything big for crypto. I think he's just doing what he has to play nice in the sandbox, to play nice in the backyard so that regulators go after other companies out there other than his. Do you guys know that 24 hours ahead of time, Brian Armstrong made a tweet about staking being banned in the US. Then a day later, Kraken gets taxed. So A, how did he know about this? And B, how come he wasn't taxed? Was his declaration of risk that much better than Kraken's? Or is he getting carte blanche to do whatever he wants because he's working with the regulators? But we've learned no one's working with the SEC because they're not working with anyone. Oh, man. Robert Melvin says H-bar is moving well for a week right now. Yeah, but haven't you guys noticed that? A lot of these things here are popping and then dropping back down. Doge had the same thing. Doge popped really strong and then just, boom, dropped all the way back down, though. God, is it a mess. Adroba says, always respect your streams. Why do you think AI crypto is bad, though? GPT is censoring data. I'd love it if a decentralized AI outperformed it. All right, the reason why I don't like AI-based things. AI works with one premise. The first premise, the tip of the pyramid of AI, has to deal with the data that's input into its database. That means some people get to choose the data that gets put in there. So again, AI is still being fed with human-based information decisions. There are still people that are deciding what goes in and what gets left out. Did you see the AI drawing thing? There was such a bias towards people of my complexion that even AI drawing programs had trouble drawing people that weren't my complexion. So because of the bias that was put in by the artists and scientists and the mathematicians that were working on the AI drawing programs, because of their cultural bias, their color bias, the drawing systems could not account for people of other skin tones. That's the problem you have with AI. AI is still determined upon your first input, and that first input is determined by human interaction. So that's why I'm not a big fan of AI-based things. AI is still based upon the interaction of people at the tip. That's the problem. So now let's take a broader look out at things right now. CPI data, like I said, not coming in good. UK CPI data, let me see. I want to see when that comes out. Let me see. UK CPI data. Hold on a second here. UK CPI data, next release is February 15th. That's what we are going to be looking for. February 15th, we're going to be paying attention to UK CPI data. And earlier, all right, the point that I was trying to make with Bitcoin, with XRP, XLM, here's the frustration, all right? And this is why, okay, I know a lot of you out there do not like Bitcoin, and I'm not a big fan, okay? I'm seriously not a big fan, but hear me out. What Bitcoin has that the other cryptos don't is an ecosystem. You've got Bitcoin miners. You've got people that use Bitcoin as an asset, as a store of value. You have people using Bitcoin as a collateral, right, for their mining and crypto loans. Okay? So you've got this whole ecosystem that's built in with Bitcoin. All right? Bitcoin has clawed its way back from the FTX mess. So Bitcoin right now is sitting out price-wise as if we're in September, August in the summer. Bitcoin's clawed its way back like 8-9 months. XRP and XLM, we're back in mid-November dates, guys. Mid-November. If you go to XLM, same action right here. Look at this. We're in mid-November time frame. It's just not good. It's just not. XLM and XRP have not clawed their way back enough at all. The action has gone much heavier into Bitcoin. And let's do this. I'm going to show you guys a comparison chart right here real quick. Let's compare the three just so you can see exactly what I am talking about. So let's do this. We're going to change this up, and I'm going to show you how much more Bitcoin has clawed back since the FTX disaster. All right, we're going to do that. Here's FTX. We're going to compare Bitcoin, and we're going to compare it to the likes of XRP and XLM. So I can show you, oh, buddy, hold on a second. Let me get my comparison tool in here. XRP and XLM. All right, XRP we're going to put in light blue. Now look at this. See what I mean? Bitcoin has clawed its way back 10% from the crash of FTX. XRP has lost 18% since the crash of FTX. So we're even lower than the FTX action. Now let's add XLM to the mix, right? The other favorite of the channel. So I'm going to put XLM in. XLM we're going to put in purple. Look at that. So this is what I was trying to show everyone. Since the FTX mess right now, Bitcoin is up. All right? But look at the rest of crypto. Bitcoin is up since the FTX mess 27%. XRP, XLM down 3% for XRP, down 12% for XLM. So XLM and XRP have not clawed their way back. That's one of my biggest frustrations. That's why even if you don't like it, you have to respect the Bitcoin ecosystem, the Bitcoin economy. It is strong. And it's strong in terms of you've got miners, you've got loans, you've got assets, you've got store of values, a whole bunch of things actually tied to Bitcoin. People do not use XRP and XLM like Bitcoin. They do not use XRP to store value in. Now, they use XRP to move money as in case of ODL, but not as a store of value. Companies don't hold $100 million worth of XRP on their books. All right? They don't. Now, companies like MicroStrategies, like Tesla, do own Bitcoin on their books as like a cash equivalent. All right? So what these companies are doing right now is showing you that the economy of Bitcoin itself is stronger because there's a mechanism behind it. You've got mining, loans, and so forth. XRP and XLM, we don't have that. MEP chimes in, crypto AI tokens don't bring any value to AI. Why would I put a single cent in these projects? I'm with you on that. I think AI crypto tokens are just a flash in the pan. I think they're just like those World Cup tokens. Do you guys remember the World Cup tokens? Remember they were just blowing through the roof? They were just gaining more and more and more popularity. And then as soon as the World Cup was over, boom, the tokens crashed. What about the Trump NFTs? I think it's the same thing. I think what you're seeing in the crypto space right now is a lot of buy the rumor, sell the news. Because think of what happened to Trump NFTs. When they were first sold, they were way high and then the price dropped because the action went away. Buy the rumor, sell the news. All right, XRP. Do you guys remember what happened right here with XRP? Do you guys remember this jump up right here? What happened in September? What happened in September was a whole bunch of FUD out there by other content creators that said, hey, guess what? Summary judgment, it's a settlement. No, that's when they filed for it. Come on now. And so what happened? We had the pump based on the fake settlement news, right? The fake summary judgment, and it corrected. Nothing is sustaining in this crypto market whatsoever. Nothing is sustaining these rallies. Even Bitcoin, right, getting up to 23,000, has now retraced to 21.7. The market is not strong enough to sustain these rallies. That's why I think like Chat GPT and all that kind of stuff, I think that's all going to be a flash in the pan. 6 months down the road, 3 months down the road, I don't think you're going to hear about AI tokens at all. I really don't. I think it's going to be just like those World Cup tokens. That one guy you know chimes in and says Bitcoin will lead the way for now, still because of the more world recognition and knowledge and ecosystem, as you said, which is by design and desired still. People keep looking left instead of right. And that's why Bitcoin has clawed back. That's why Bitcoin's price right now, even after this correction, look at this candlestick right here. Bitcoin hit 24,167. It is now retraced, all right? It is retraced, what, about $2,400? It's still higher than when we were at FTX time. What about XRP? Let's take a look at XRP. The highest we saw XRP here recently broke in that 43 cent mark. We're now down about 20%. Yes, that one guy you know, you get the gold star now. AI is the new metaverse kick. Exactly true. Right now, that's exactly true. And final Kens, but that's the point. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Be very careful on it. Once the whole bubble of AI pops, just like, you know, all the metaverse stuff. Remember the metaverse was big? Mark Zuckerberg put billions into it and it just blew up in his face. Right? The metaverse was big because we were all going to meet virtually because of the Rona, the pandemic. Remember all that? And that all burst. That bubble burst, everyone. I'm going to turn down my lights here really quick. My eyes are bugging me just a little bit. And for everyone subbing on the second channel, thank you very much for that. I greatly appreciate it. You are definitely helping me out, and it's very much appreciated from me to you. Sorry, I'm just cutting down just my my key lights just a little bit here. Just toning it down so my eyes don't freak out on me. But yeah, I think we have to really be cautious on what's going on right now. I think we have to look at the fact that XRP and XLM cannot get their way back to pre-FTX crash days. I think about it. Think when FTX crashed. When FTX crashed, all right, in November, all right, CPI was still way high in the 7s. People were still going through mass layoffs. It was a big, big mess, right? So we're in obviously a better place right now. We've already hit peak inflation. We're good there. FTX crash happened. But yet the price of XLM and XRP have not clawed their way back. XRP, XLM, for real, laggards. Jeff says, give XRP 3 months. 3 months from now, Jeff, we better have resolution on that case. Seriously, we better have, let's put this case behind us. Let's just do it. Let's get this case behind us. Let's move on. Let's see what the courts say. Let's see what Torah says. Let's move on and let's get things going. But right now, the big story is CPI data with bad stuff affecting us happening at home. Alexandro says, inside the UFC 284 Octagon, I saw a VeChain sign. Yeah, VeChain has been a sponsor of the UFC for a while. That actually VeChain, you're going to see on their fighter profile bar, that's sponsored by VeChain actually. So you'll see VeChain a lot in there, a lot. Mep chimes in and says the only cryptos useful are Bitcoin, privacy coins, liquidity coins, and transactional coins like XLM, XRP. Even ETH can easily get outpassed by other coins that offer smart contracts in your future. Very true, Mep. I'm with you on that. And that's what I need to see. I need to see Stellar do the best that they can. Get smart contracts rolling. Get Sorban rolling. Get new builders, fresh faces on here. Because look, I've got CPI up on the screen. Cereal up 15%. Non-alcoholic beverages up 13%. Dairy up 14%. What we're paying for at home is not going down. Housing isn't going down. Rent isn't going down. New cars are still going up price-wise. Wages are still strong. Jobs are still strong. This is not what we wanted to see CPI data-wise. Not at all. Eminem says, Carl, it's Klaus. That's okay, Eminem. I got you. Do you think the next crypto pump will keep on or crash? This isn't looking good. You're definitely going to see the market back off now. You are definitely going to see the market back off. That one guy, says, I'm thinking the case ends first or second week of March. I kind of think the judge is in the know and going to give clarity right before Swift ISO Worldwide Live date on March 18th weekend. That would be helpful. That would be very, very helpful. The problem is, though, guys, is XRP and XLM aren't clawing their way back. That's the hard part with all this. They're not. XRP and XLM are definitely lagging compared to Bitcoin. I mean, look at this. Since the FTX crash, and that's what I have up on the screen right now for everyone. Since the FTX crash, you have seen that XRP and XLM have not clawed their way back. Since FTX, you have seen 30% increase in Bitcoin almost. Where on the opposite side, XLM and XRP are down 11 and 2.5% respectively. That is the deal right there. Now, that being said, look at this even. Look at these last few days right here. Right? You've seen some definite downward action. Bitcoin hit their bottom. Now they're going sideways. XLM and XRP still have a downward trajectory. Not good. Not good. But CPI data right now did not come in good. CPI data came in at 6.4 instead of what we wanted, a 5.8 or lower. Not happy about that. And remember, England, CPI data comes out tomorrow. Now, for those of you asking whether you should trade today or take the day off, that is all up to you because everyone's situation is different. I do not need to sell, so for me, I don't need to trade today. Am I going to buy? I don't know. I don't think I'm going to buy until I see more CPI data come out. Because if you get one more rough CPI data, the Fed is going to jump in on their March 22nd meeting and just crash the market. Alexandros is now a super supporter. Thank you very much, Alexandros. I appreciate that. And thank you to all the other channel supporters out there. But the big news today is you've got the SEC clamping harder on crypto. And again, everyone, it's not just the SEC. What about the New York Department of Financial Regulators? What about the California regulators? The Alaska regulators that went after Nexo? Robert Melvin says, hey, once Ripple wins, that will change really fast. And that's what I'm hoping for, Robert. I'm hoping for this action, okay, Robert? This is the Robert, I'm going to talk specifically to your point, okay, Robert? This is what I'm looking for. And again, thank you to the channel members out there, and thank you, new channel member Alexandros, for joining the family. All right, Robert, here we go. Robert's talking about what's going to happen to XRP when they win the case. You see this candlestick action right here? I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. This candlestick action right here was when settlement, all right, settlement and summary judgment stuff was big in the air. Look at the excitement that caused. Candlesticks all the way up to 55 cents. All right? So the market, okay, on expectation, all right? So think about this, Robert. The market on expectation right now, when that initial news broke. Now remember, that news though was from those content creators out there that were trying to screw you over with clickbait. Telling you, oh, the settlement, summary judgment. No, there was nothing. I even did videos about it saying don't fall for it. But the market right there said, hey, look, if there was a settlement, if there was judgment, XRP would be worth 55 cents. That's what they were willing to put into it. Will we see, if the case is over, positive resolution, will we see XRP run back to that 55 cent mark? That would be great. I would be super happy to see that. Super, super happy to see it. In fact, I'll be honest with you. Even if XRP loses the case, this is my opinion, okay? Even XRP loses the case, I still believe the price of XRP will go up, and here's the reason why. I think the reason why the price is down is because big money does not want to get involved with someone that's actively having a case right now. They want clarity. They want to know, hey, is the U.S. going to be part of this, or is the U.S. going to be out of this? Once you get the case resolution, then people are like, okay, cool, we know what direction we could go to. We know what direction we could work with. The Greek says, Klaus, I think it may hit at least one digit. Yeah, I could see that, but the problem is just the rumor on summary judgment and all that barely got it up to that 55 cent mark, and it couldn't handle it from that. In fact, if we look at that summary judgment settlement FUD junk that was being spread by all the bad content creators out there, you could see that buy the rumor, sell the news, it went like this. High of 55, and then just 5 days later, a low of 41. So we had a drop of 6% in 3 days. 3 days. Robert Melvin says, Klaus, I was referring to Bitcoin and ETH clawing back faster because they got the free pass over the Ask the Other tokens. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Robert. I get you. But you got to remember, though, Robert, there is a bigger ecosystem, though, in Bitcoin. There's also a bigger system in Ethereum. Remember, Ethereum, too. People use Ethereum as collateral for loans. They also use it as store of value. They have that mechanism built in. Now, the green candlesticks that we're saying right now, I am not falling for this trap. I will tell you that right now. There is no way in hell that anyone out there is thinking that 6.4 is a reason for us to stay in the green. There is no reason for that to happen. This opens the doors for Jerome Powell and the Fed to come in with not just a 50 basis point hit, but even if he doesn't come in with a 50, he's going to come in with a 25, 25, 25, 25. He'll just keep coming in hard. That's not good. But definitive outcome is true. I am with you on that. If we get XRP case resolution, all right, remember, the rumors of XRP case resolution took us up to 55 cents. Guys, we're way far away from that now. And as you can see, we couldn't even hold this high here as of late January. All right, that's a big problem. In fact, this late January candlestick action, January 22nd, we were high at 43.1. We're now at 37.55. So, I mean, you can see the market is just not holding it. It's just not holding it at this point. what we're going to do, we're going to end the stream at 10:15 today. So get your comments and questions in. Like I said, 10:15. I'm going to put it up on the chat. We're going to end the stream. Get your comments in now. I'm going to get a little water in here too. All right, let me get a little water here. Yeah, hit me up with the questions you guys got in the chats. But right now, market is having a fake pump here. This I am not falling into because I do not see any reason for the market to be positive when you have bad CPI data that just came in. Bad CPI data. Oh, what a mess, everyone. And what has a lot of people concerned has to do with this right here. And let me show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. CPI data flew on up. All right. Came back down fast, but then look at it. It leveled out right here. Leveled out right there. That is not what we want. This leveling out of this section right here is the worst thing that we could have. Yeah, Sniff, hit me up on Twitter, man. Yeah, definitely hit me up on Twitter. I'm cool with that. Final Ken says, any clue on when your next live stream is so I can make a mental note? You know, I know for a fact that I'll be covering CPI data. I'll probably do a Friday fun one, Kens. But I'll do that. I'll do that, Kens. The next time I do a live stream, what I'll do, it'll probably be a fun live stream unless more action happens. But what I'll probably do is I'll start posting it in my videos to give you guys a heads up so you could be part of that live stream so you could join in with us. I'll do that. I will do that, Final Ken's next live stream. I'll make sure to add it. But basically, what we're seeing now is a fake pump. Fake pump, man. This is not good. This sideways action of CPI data is the worst thing that we could have gotten. That is by far the worst thing we could have gotten right now. Yes, a drinking live stream. Maybe I'll do that. I'll try to do a drinking live stream. I'll kind of like, I train a lot now, so I just have to make sure I don't drink when I'm training hard, because then I'll really be feeling it and be a mess on stream. But that's a good idea, Final Kens. I like that. Ken from Myrtle Beach, my home state, Ken, thank you very much, says, since we all know the prices are manipulated, why do we even pay attention to price charts and graphs? The reason we pay attention to it is to know what we can expect. That's why I draw a lot, because I saw, hey, when that fake pump happened with XRP with summary judgment and all that stuff, when that fake pump happened, I kind of have a better idea of what the market can digest for price expectation. I keep that in mind so that when more news comes out, I have a better idea of what to look at. Crazy Sandra says, what was that site? All right, so the site that I have, all right, and this is for CPI data. I will type it in here for BLS, or I'm sorry, oh, hold on a second. It is www.bls.gov/CPI/. That is the site that I'm using for CPI data. Now, the second site that I'm using, all right, is from Trading Economics, all right? That's the one that shows the 5-year and the 10-year. That is a really, really good chart to check out right there. The throng that never ends, good morning to you. And remember, we are going to be ending the stream at 10:15 Eastern time today. Get your comments and questions in now. So for those of you, I'm using bls.gov/CPI. The other one, and if you guys, here's what I'll do. Follow me on Twitter as well. I have Twitter linked in that description. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to post it up on Twitter, all the links that I'm using for today. So I'm going to put that one in. I'm going to put this one in. You guys can follow me on Twitter. There you go. I've got it tweeted. Those are the 2 links that I'm using today. All right? Using today. I'm using the Trading Economic links. That gives me this chart right here where I could zoom out and take a broader look at the inflation data. And I'm also using this one right here where you can drill down into the data. And remember, this one with the colored bar charts, you can actually click on each one of these things and drill down even further. So for instance, energy commodities, fuel oil, up 27% year over year. Energy commodities up 1.5% year over year. So again, if you want to get more ideas, right, more details, you can click on those numbers and see, like shelter, right? Shelter is up 7.9%. Transportation services up 14.6. Now, you guys, you can drill even crazier. No problem, Robert. I got your back on that stuff. What? All right. What you can also do is, besides core CPI, right, like the big umbrella CPI data, you can also go into these CPI housing, export prices, import prices, food inflation. All right, listen, I'm going to show you guys something with food. This is what has me concerned. And this is what I'm telling you right now. This is what, all right, my wife and I talk about all the time. And remember, everyone, it's Valentine's Day, so do something special for your significant other. Do not, all right, do not forget Valentine's Day. But think about this. Look at food. Food peaked in August at 11.4, all right? Look at food hasn't gone down fast. Look how fast food went up. Look at this. Food spiked up, but it's not going down nearly as fast. See it a little bit better here on the 5-year. There you go. That's food. So any CPI data, right, using those two links that I had up on the Twitter page. And again, follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to my second channel that's listed in the comments. It helps me out here. But on Twitter, I've got it posted. These are the two things that I've used on the live stream. And we've already got one like on there. Thank you very much for whoever liked that one. But right now, we're looking at food. And you can click on any of these. I clicked on food prices. You can see specifically with food, it's not going down. CPI data is not going down. Robert Melvin says, I'm not going to be shaken out of my position. And Robert, I had a phone call 2 days ago with a friend of mine. And we were talking about crypto. And what he said, Robert, was, Klaus, what is it going to take to scare the last remaining hard holders out of crypto? And that was a good question, because by now, Robert, are you shaken out of crypto? By now, are any of you watching Final Kens, that one guy you know, Anomaly, all right, all my fans out there watching right now, all the fans of the channel, what is it going to take to scare you out of crypto? Do that. Comment right now in the chat. Is there anything out there news-wise, event-wise, regulation-wise that could scare you out of crypto? And the reason I'm asking you this is because isn't that the idea? And we've got Jan here. What's up, Jan? How's it going? Says Klaus, there will be a crash. I agree. I don't think this is good. I do not think this is good. I am not falling for this market head fake right here. I am not falling for these green candlesticks. No way. No way in hell. And I'm here for the long haul too. And that's my whole point. So when my friend and I, we had that phone conversation, it was a really, really good one. It was, because we were sitting there, we were thinking, hey, what is it going to take? What if Gary Gensler comes in and they come in and the SEC is like, we're banning all of crypto in the United States. Biden comes out with a jacked up executive order, right? All right, I'm going to go on my anonymizer. I'm going to go on my VPN, and I'm going to live in a different country, and I'm going to trade the way I want to. So that's not going to shake me out. It'll shake out a lot of people. But I think a lot of people, the people that are in crypto right now, right? Because think of the low volume. When I zoom out, right? Think of the low volume, the trickles here versus compared to here. I don't think a lot of people are going to get out. I think the governments and the powers that be have shaken everyone else out already. I think they've shaken all the weekends. You're going to be very, very few people shaken out now. I don't think you're going to say it. John Francis says, not shaking me whatsoever. And I think that's it. I think the people that are in now are your hardcore supporters. I think we're the ones that see crypto Web3 for building, moving money, right? I think there's less speculators out there, less speculators with leverage. That's probably another important one too. All right, I think that's huge to think about. Rodwell Nobrega comes in and says nothing. I think that's true. Final Ken's, awesome comment, Final Ken's. Final Ken says, hey, guess what? I came for the profit, stayed for the tech. Decline Management says using a non-American based cold wallet. Exactly. So that's what I mean. And that's what our conversation was about. Was about what is it going to take right now? What is going to happen to shake you out of crypto? Because if that's their goal, if their goal is to shake out the last of the people out of crypto so that they can get in and buy in cheaper, what is it going to take? More SEC action? You know? Seriously, what's it going to take? Gensler ruining it for us? Alexandro says, nothing. I live in Central Macedonia, population under 300. Wow. Wow. Well, thank you, Alexandros, for not only joining as a super supporter of the channel, but thank you for being part of the extended family found in all of these countries across the world. Ken from Myrtle Beach, and Ken from Myrtle Beach, just to let you know, Ken, I'm in the upstate of South Carolina. So hello to my fellow South Carolina friend. Those who have utility tokens will stay. Those with meme coins will be scared and sell. Yeah, I do. I think that's the whole thing. I think you have to really start considering right now, okay, the government's action on crypto and what is it going to take to flush the rest of the people out. And it is obvious. It is obvious. Look at the action. Okay, do you guys remember the whole Bits Lotto thing? Yeah, remember that drink every time they do Bits Lotto? We had a live stream. Where is it? I got it right here. Look at this one. So I did this one, right? Remember the Department of Justice, International Crypto Action. That got 4,100 views. 4,100 views. All right? The fear of the SEC, the fear of the Department of Justice going after crypto. That's the big things. And it is. And John, I appreciate it. John's got a great comment. John says, good job, Klaus, even though this is depressing. It is. It's depressing, but what is going to keep you out of crypto? Seriously, what do they have to do to push out the final people? They use this, all right? Remember this whole live stream thing with Bits Lotto, Hydra, and all that stuff? People freaked out. Remember that, Kens? You were watching with us. Remember that, Kens, how bad it was? How nasty those candlesticks were when just the announcement of crypto enforcement sent the market freaking the freak out. You know, that's how fragile the market is. You said it right, dude. The market was fragile. That's my point. And more of these actions going to take it. Is that what they're trying to do? This U.S. Department of Justice, their international crypto enforcement, it did crap to do with crypto. That was just, they were using buzzwords and clickbait to get people involved. And that's what I'm talking about right now. So seriously, what is it going to take? I don't think they're going to scare any more people in terms of big percentages out of crypto. I think the people that are here now are the people that are going to stay. If you haven't sold by now in this low volume, because even look at the volume bars. Look at the volume bars in the bottom of my screen. You can see them here. You can't even see them now the last 6 months, 7 months. It's crap. Robert Melvin, shout out to you, sir, says, @John, all you'll get here is real news. Good, bad, ugly, or sexy. Klaus gives it to us straight. Exactly. If I give it to you straight, you're better prepared. You're better prepared to know what's happening. This is not a Hopium channel. All right? Sniff says, I think it's possible that there will never be another bull run, just the speculation of one. Interesting. Look at, when we go to the chart of Bitcoin, all right? Let's blow out Bitcoin. All right? I'm going to show you guys something, all right? So Bitcoin, look at this. Remember when we had the pop-up in 2017 into 2018 and the market went quiet? We went sideways again for a bit, real low price action. We popped again. That was a fake, right? That was a fake right here. Will we see another one? Will we see another one? I mean, this is just a big, big problem. Yeah, the internet bubble. You're right, John. I traded. John, I got actually involved in trading. For those of you watching, I got involved in trading in the late 90s, early 2000s with the dot-com bubble. That is how I seen the same thing. I saw the same players in the dot-com bubble spending money on advertising, not making products that make them profit. I saw the same thing happen in the crypto space when FTX, Crypto.com, all of those big ones out there were spending money on stadiums, sleeve patches, and stuff like that. Same thing. This is rinse and repeat, John. The speculators came in. People tried to fake it until they make it, and a lot of them couldn't make it. A lot of the people in the dot-com bubble could not make it once that bubble popped. Same thing's happening in crypto right now. Ken chimes in, says this channel is top 3 of all that I watch. Can you do one on gold and silver? Price manipulation like crazy here. Yes, I'm a big gold fan for those of you who don't. I'm actually a big precious metal fan. I like that idea. I like that idea. Nick Knack says, thank you for analysis and pouring your heart into these videos. Thank you so much. It's very appreciated. I appreciate that. Yeah, Goldman Sachs did lie telling people to buy at the peak. Big banks, big money out there has been playing people for fools. Definitely playing people for fools. All right, what we're going to do right now. Ty Clark says, hey, Klaus, I got to go to work. Market's green. What's up? I do not believe this. I am not going to buy into this green fake pump right here. I am not. Yates Doan, what's up? Good to see you. Says, Klaus, I'll be here. You make it fun and easy to follow. Thank you, buddy. I agree with that. Thank you, and I appreciate it. Mark says, they can shake, but I will not be stirred. Ooh, nice James Bond reference there, Mark. I'm in the long term, 5 years minimum, same. My window is out a while for crypto. I am in no rush to sell, no rush to cash out. That's the God's honest truth here. John Francis says agreed. Yep, agreeing, because guess what? The markets are manipulated. The same companies in crypto, right, that spent money, that had all these extravagant parties. You guys remember that? Like NFT Fest, Crypto Fest, all these people spending crazy money while the market's going down. Why? Save your money for development and growth, paying staff, increasing your profit margins. Thank you very much, Ty. Hey, Ty, thank you again for back-to-back channel support, sir. I greatly appreciate it. And I think you and I got to get together one of these days in the upstate region of the world, if you know what I'm talking about, Ty. Thank you yet again, Ty. Have a good day. I'll catch you, Ty. And again, thank you, everyone, for watching. But, yep, here we go. We are now going to end the stream. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play some music in the background. Make sure you say your thank yous. Make sure you say thank you to everyone else on the chat. Thank you to everyone out there that donated for the channel to keep it going. The donations mean so much. And the reason the donations mean so much is because right now, this channel makes about $1,000 a month. With me doing 3, 4, 5 videos a day live streams, the channel only makes about $1,000 a month. The actual people that do the advertisements for YouTube are paying way, way less. So channel support and donations mean so much to me now. The likes mean so much to me now. And supporting the second channel would mean a lot to me too. That's free, so make sure you subscribe to that second channel I got. It's linked up at the top of the description. So please make sure you say goodbye to each other, as we are a community. This is not my channel. This is our channel. Yes, Joe Kindle chimes in with the right thing, saying hit that like button. That's right, everyone. Hit the like button. 215 likes. Let's bust that up. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to play some music. Make sure you say your thank yous to each other. Thank you to the channel. I'm going to go hit up the chat, play some music, leave us with the heat map. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
My appetite, don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You give
And a super thank you to Decline Management, who donated to the channel. Everyone give Decline Management a thank you for supporting the community. And Decline Management also subscribed to my second channel. Greatly appreciated.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh.
In Decline Management, I do greatly appreciate it. And seriously, Decline Management, you checking out the second channel means a lot to me because it's my passion project. It lets me, play with the drone and do the funky edits and stuff like that. So I greatly appreciate it. And I'm loving the warmth I'm seeing in the chat as you all say goodbye to each other. I love seeing the community vibe on this channel. And remember, if you want to know where the links are, where I get the data for this kind of stuff here, like all of these charts, it's linked in the description below. And I've also got it posted on my Twitter. My Twitter is linked down below. Some of these stories I actually break faster on Twitter. All right. So if you want to get stories sometimes faster, check out Twitter. And Decline Management says, you're a wealthy man. You've got a lady that loves your time even in the rain. Yeah, she's awesome. Her and I are actually thinking of getting more camping in here soon. We've been really itching to get some camping. Mep, thank you so much for joining in. I appreciate the support from everyone. Robert Melvin chimes in with the cheers. You guys have all done an amazing job today. Remember, if you want to know where I get all that data from, I'll have it linked in the description below as well on my Twitter page.
I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.
All right, everyone, I'm going to be signing off. Alex Antros, all right, if you want to find my second channel, go to the top of the chat. You see that second channel or the top of the chat? It's pinned. My second channel is pinned at the top, all right? So if you want to subscribe to my second channel, it would mean so much to me if you could. I've got the link right here. So if those of you that are watching, check out my second channel. Yeah, no worries, Alex Antros, I got your back. But if you could, subscribe to my second channel. It's a passion project of mine. Keeps me busy outside of crypto. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it down. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Until more news breaks, you cool cats, have a great rest of your day.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.